Just think, full colonel's gonna be visiting our colonel. There'll be 2 colonels right here, 4 colonel eyes looking right at us.
How about that?
Hey, anything special, Corporal?
Looks like a bulletin.
Very good, and only a PFC.
What's it say?
It's a voluntary extra duty.
You mean they want volunteers for extra duty?
This is for dough, for dough. You get $1.25 an hour. Sound better to you guys?
No kidding. How much work's involved?
So little even you guys could do it.
Whoa, what is it?
Well, you know the colonel that's visiting our colonel?
Colonel Matthews?
That's right. Anyway, our colonel is having a dinner party Saturday night, and he needs 3 extra guys to help out.
What doing, Corporal?
Well, I don't know, I guess busboy. You know, waiting on the table, serving the drinks. Why, you guys interested?
Well, I sure am. I consider it an honor and a privilege to help our colonel out, even without getting paid.
Speak for yourself, Gomer.
Yeah. Hey, put me down, Corporal.
Yeah, and me too. You too, Gomer?
Right. And the pay is really unimportant. I just want to...
Gomer, stow it. We're all in, Corporal. And Gomer will donate his pay to his favorite charity, me.
Okay, if you 3 guys are it, I might as well take down this notice.
Yeah, thanks, Corporal.
Just think, me hobnobbing with colonels.
Gomer, you're not going to be a guest. You'll be a busboy.
Still, the folks back home would be real proud of me. Why, it might even get put in Mayberry After Dark. I think I'll write 'em.
What's Mayberry After Dark?
That's the society column of the Mayberry Gazette, and in it they got social notes from all over. Imagine, Colonel Edward Gray gave a reception for Colonel Matthews, who's visiting Camp Henderson. Private First Class Gomer Pyle of this city attended as a busboy.
You're on your way up the social ladder, Gomer.
What do you guys think you're doing?
Well, we was just...
I don't care what you're doing. Don't you people know that Colonel Gray is bringing Colonel Matthews and his family on a tour of this base? And they're due to tour right in front of your barracks in exactly 5 minutes? Well, what are you standing around for? Move it!
Right, Sergeant. Right, Sergeant. Hey, Sergeant.
You hear me, Pyle? Get going.
Right, Sergeant, but first I wanted to tell you about that detail I signed up for.
Huh?
That there voluntary duty detail for the Colonel's party. Me and Duke and Frankie signed up for it.
You're kidding, Pyle. You didn't.
Uh-huh. Why, Sergeant?
Why? I'm in charge of that detail. That's why.
You are? Then we'll be busing together. How about that? Surprise, surprise, surprise.
Knock it off. You haven't been picked yet. With a little luck, maybe I'll get 3 other volunteers.
Oh, no, Sergeant. We was the first one to see it, and we told the corporal, and he put us down.
Pyle!
Why, it'll be a real honor to get to work in the Colonel's living quarters. And now hearing that you're going to be in charge, my cup runneth over.
Your cup will runneth over, all right, if you happen to be one of the volunteers. Now, get moving. That visiting party's due here any second.
Right, Sergeant.
Pyle!
Yes, Sergeant?
Pyle! You have a button missing.
I do. I sure do. You know, I've been having trouble with that button popping off. You're very observant. You know that, Sergeant?
Pyle, you knucklehead. You get back to your quarters and get that button sewed on, you hear me? You got exactly 3 minutes. Now go!
And I can do it, too, in 3 minutes, Sergeant. You want to know why? On account I'm real good at threading the needle. That's where a lot of folks eat up time is threading the needle.
Go! Go! Go, 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 go!
Sewing kit, sewing kit, sewing kit.
Gomer, what are you doing? We're supposed to be falling in outside right about now.
Sewing kit.
What are you going to do? This is
Shh, I only got 3 minutes. Needle, 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 needle. Needle.
You're going to sew? Now?
Button, button, button.
Gomer, you got to be kidding.
All right, fall in, on the double. All right, you people, move it. Let's go, move it. Come on, dress it up. Pyle, will you get out of here? All right, come on. Tape up. Eddie!
Hey, Sergeant, I did it.
Wonderful.
I almost didn't do it, though. I only had time to sew it through once, but it'll do for temporary.
Here they come, Pyle. Fall in. Come on, move. Ted! Higher!
You dropped your button.
Pyle, when you're at attention, you don't button buttons and you don't wave at little girls.
All right, Sergeant, but I was just trying to...
Pyle, will you get that button sewed on and see that it stays on?
Right, Sergeant.
All right. Rest of you, dead hands!
Here, Vince.
What's that?
Duty roster for Colonel Gray's dinner party.
Let's see. Lombardi, Slater, Pyle, this is it?
Yeah, what's the matter?
What's the matter? Pyle is on that list, and you want to know what's the matter?
Well, he was the first one to sign for it.
I know, he told me, but who thought they'd take him?
Well, as soon as I had 3 volunteers, I turned them in. They're set.
Smart, smart. Thanks, Boyle.
Well, what do you want from me, Vince? If you didn't want him on that detail, you should have stopped him.
Yeah, thanks a lot. Oh, I know, they're after me.
Huh?
It's a test. How much can Carter take? They're always testing. Boot camp, NCO school, and now Pyle is a busboy. Well, I can take it. I was in Korea. I think I can take this.
Come on, Vince. You're making a big deal out of it. It's only one guy at a dinner party for a couple of colonels.
No. I gotta stop it. It's like watching an accident that's about to happen and not doing anything.
Well, what are you going to do?
I'm gonna stop it. I'm gonna stop this accident that's about to happen.
That's really all. I just wanted to see you men and make doubly sure you were aware of your responsibilities for this evening.
We certainly are, sir.
Good.
And, sir, even though this duty calls for extra pay, I consider it an honor and a privilege just to serve. The money's really unimportant.
Well, that's a generous attitude, Private. The fact is you are performing a voluntary duty, and you're entitled to something for it. Come in. Yes, Sergeant?
Oh, I'm sorry, sir. I didn't realize the colonel was busy. I can come back later.
No. I'm glad you stopped by. I think these men will be fine for the dinner party tonight, and since they're members of your platoon, I'm certain you can vouch for them.
Yes, sir.
Fine. I'll see you men at my house later.
Okay, Pyle, this is it. So you are picked. Just remember one thing. I'm gonna be watching you. I'm gonna be watching you real good.
Oh, I appreciate that, Sergeant. Don't you hesitate to tell me if I do something wrong.
Okay, you guys, hustle it up. And Pyle, you be careful. I'm watching you.
Right, Sergeant. I wish he'd quit telling me he's watching me. Makes a person nervous to be watched all the time.
Just be careful, he's watching you.
Well, now you're doing it.
Knock off the talk. Work. Just keep your eye on what you're doing. Come on, you guys. I'll show you where that stuff goes.
Hey, little girl.
Hello. You're the one with the button.
Yeah, and I want to thank you for picking it up for me, too.
My daddy's a Marine. He's Colonel Matthews, so I know how important buttons are.
Oh, well, thank you again. My name's Gomer. What's yours?
Margaret?
What you doing with that there ball? Playing 1, 2, 3, oh, Larry?
No, Miss Sims told me not to play because I might get my clothes dirty.
Miss Sims?
She's the lady who takes care of me.
Oh, that's too bad. I know just how you feel. Sergeant Carter's the very same way with me. Whenever I get my clothes dirty, he gets real upset. Of course, they just doing their jobs.
I guess. But it isn't any fun.
Well, there's games you can play without getting dirty.
Oh, it doesn't matter. There's nobody to play them with.
Oh? Well, there's games that you can play alone without getting dirty.
Like what?
Well, there's just a whole lot of them. Like, 1, 2, 3, oh, Larry? Or Jacks, that's even better.
Jacks?
Uh-huh. Of course, you should play it with 2, but you can play it by yourself.
I don't know how to play jacks.
You don't? Well, I thought all little girls knew how to play jacks. Here, I'll show you. But, we don't have any jacks. Well, maybe we can use something around here. I'll look in here and see if I can find something we can use for jacks. Oh, here, we can use this. They're sugar cubes. Here, I'll just put these out like this. Now, you have to get out on your hands and knees and be real careful not to get dirty. Wait a minute, though. Now, you kneel down on this and be real sure you don't get off of it. Now, what you do, you throw the ball up, but you can't let it bounce but once. And then you grab a cube and catch the ball, like this. See? Now, if you get one all right, then you can go for twosies.
Twosies?
Uh-huh. And you go all the way up to sevensies.
Oh.
Now, there you go. Now, you're going to go for onesies.
I did it!
See, I told you it wasn't very hard.
Twosies?
Twosies. Boy, you sure catch on fast.
Reese's?
Freezy.
Margaret, what are you doing?
Just playing.
I told you not to get dirty. We're on a trip and you don't have enough dresses to change.
Well, don't blame her, ma'am. She was playing, but I put her up to it. But I paid special attention to see that she didn't get dirty. You see, I put
If
down
I were you, I would just stick to my job. Now, let's go in the house, Margaret, and get cleaned up.
Pyle, where have you been? I've been waiting. What's wrong? Anything the matter?
Sergeant, doesn't the private have anything to do? He seems to have nothing to do.
Huh?
Come, Margaret.
What was that all about?
Well, little Margaret, that's Colonel Matthews, his daughter. Well, she was looking kind of lonely, poor thing, and I was just showing her how to play jacks.
Jacks?
Uh-huh. And boy, did she take to it, Sergeant. You should have seen her eyes when she hit threesies for the first time. She seems like a right unhappy little girl.
You know who's gonna be unhappy, Pyle. You're gonna be unhappy. Now get that stuff in the house where it belongs on the double. I warned you, Pyle. I'm watching you.
Well, Sergeant, I was just...
Don't talk, just do it. Do it.
Everywhere you look, brass and brass's wives.
Hey, did you see Colonel Matthews?
Yeah, there he is talking to Colonel Gray.
Golly, the two colonels out there talking, and me right here in the kitchen. Boy, if Mayberry could only see me now.
Watch it, here comes Sergeant Carter.
Well, what are you knuckleheads standing around for?
Well, we were just waiting, Sergeant.
Well, you don't have to wait anymore. Come on, Lombardi, grab the tray and get it out there. Slater, you take the punch.
What you want me to do, Sergeant?
You?
Yeah, you just name it and I'll do it.
Yeah. Let's see, what's safe? Oh, I know what you can do, Pyle. See them bags of potato chips over there? Well, just open them bags and put the potato chips on this large tray here.
Then what?
That's all. Just put the chips on the tray.
Then take the tray out there?
No. Just put the chips on the tray.
Right, Sergeant.
Well, what are you guys waiting around for? Move out. Just put the chips on the tray, that's all.
What are you fixing there, ma'am?
This is avocado dip.
Avocado dip?
That's right.
Well, back home, if you brought that out to the table, they'd swear it was pistachio ice cream all melty. Hey, Margaret. Golly, don't you look pretty?
Thank you. I just came down to tell you. I'm sorry for getting you in trouble before.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. I'm the one that got you in trouble.
What you doing?
I'm putting these here potato chips on this tray. I guess it's to dip in that there bowl of avocado dip.
Oh.
Tell the truth, though. Don't that look just like pistachio ice cream all melty?
It looks good.
You want some?
Is it all right?
I don't think they miss a little bit. There you go. Oh, my goodness, you got it all over your tray.
Oh, Miss Sims will be mad.
Well, we'll just wipe it off before she sees it.
Margaret.
Oh, I'm sorry, Miss Sims.
Oh, it's your clean dress.
It'll wipe right off, ma'am. I'm sorry so I can be, ma'am.
What's going on here? Now what did he do?
Why don't you ask the private? Just for this, Margaret, you're going to have to stay in your room. Now, come along.
But, ma'am, she shouldn't get punished.
Pyle.
But, Sergeant, she shouldn't get punished. It was an accident. It wasn't nobody's fault, honest.
Pyle, what is this, huh? What is it, a conspiracy? Yeah, that's it, a conspiracy. First, you get the youngest member of the family, and you work all the way up to the colonel. You're out to destroy us all, aren't you?
I'm not, Sergeant.
Then get cotton or I'll throw you out of here. Did you empty them potato chips like I told you?
Well, I was
Do
starting.
it.
Now, you can take this out now, Private.
Ma'am?
You take the tray and pass it around.
Yes, ma'am.
Where's the other private that was in here?
Who?
The man who was working on the potato chips. Where did he go?
Oh, I sent him out with a tray.
You didn't.
You care for some dip, sir? Santa Potter.
Well, thank you, Private.
You care for some dip, sir?
Thank you.
Care for some dip, sir?
Over there.
Once. Dip.
I'm sorry, sir. Let me get you a towel. I'm sorry, sir.
You did it, didn't you, Pyle?
I really did it.
I just stood there and watched 16 years in the Marines go down in the dip.
Towel.
With my own eyes, I saw it.
Sergeant, I deserve every word you're gonna yell at me, but first I gotta find the towel. There's a colonel out there with a whole handful of avocado deal. Holy, Sergeant, can I pick it up when I come back?
You're not coming back. Get out of here. Get out of this house and stay out. Get out of here before they declare this place a disaster area. Out! Out!
Gomer. Hey, Gomer.
Hey, Margaret.
Is the dinner party over?
No.
Then why are you leaving?
Well, it's over for me.
What?
Well, my work's finished and I got to go.
Oh,
I'll see you, Margaret.
Gomer,
Huh?
I won't see you anymore. I'm leaving tomorrow.
You are?
Uh-huh. We're going to Hawaii for a while. Can't you come up and say goodbye?
Well, I really shouldn't.
Oh, just for a minute. I won't see you again, please.
Well, I don't guess a minute'll hurt. My.
And here's Mommy and Daddy and me in Paris.
Well, I'll be.
And here we are in Bangkok. That's in Thailand.
Well, boy, you sure get around a lot for a young'un. I bet you have fun.
Well, not all the time.
Huh?
You see, Daddy has to go to a lot of meetings and gatherings and things, and I have to spend a lot of time with Miss Sims.
Oh.
Miss Sims is nice, but she doesn't know how to play games. Most grown-ups don't know how to play any fun games. Except you, Gomer. You know how to play games and everything. That's why I'm glad you could come up and visit with me before I go away.
Well, I'm sure glad I could come, too. Hey, look at all them records over there. Are they yours?
Uh-huh.
Well, why don't we pick out a cheering up record on account I think we both could use some cheering up. Okay? Hey, here's a good one. Get it on.
what that is.
What room is that above us? Is it Margaret's?
Yes, it is.
Well, you don't think she fell down, do you? Maybe we better go see. Dear, are you all right?
We heard the noise. Is anything wrong, sir? Pyle?
What's going on, Private?
Well, we was just playing some records and...
Sergeant, did you give this man permission to come up here?
No, sir. With the colonel's permission, I'll get him back to his quarters. I'll have him confined if the colonel wishes.
No, don't. It's not Gomer's fault. I invited him to come up here. Daddy, please don't let them do anything to Gomer. Please. We were having fun because Gomer knows how to play games that most grown-ups don't even know how to play. And he knows how to dance and sing songs, and he's my friend.
Now, I realize this is your base, and I don't want to interfere, but if you could see your way clear to...
You don't want him punished?
Well, actually, he didn't disobey any orders, and outside of being a pretty rotten busboy...
Sure.
Well, you see, Ed, we travel a great deal, and Margaret doesn't have a chance to make many friends, and when I see her having a little fun...
I understand.
Yeah, you know, maybe he should become commended. He was actually entertaining her.
Shall I take him, sir?
Oh, certainly not. Private, thank you. Thank you for Margaret and for us.
Oh, thank you, Daddy.
Sergeant, he's a good man.
Yes, sir. A good man. He's a very good man. I don't know why they wanted you for this detail, but I ain't taking any chances. I'm watching you like a hawk.
You don't have to do that, Sergeant. I'm gonna be real careful. Oh, hey, Margaret. Guess what? I got you a going away present on account of your going away. It's real jacks. I got them at the PX. I never thought they'd have them there, but sure enough, there they was.
Oh, boy, thanks, Gomer. Do you think we can try them real quick?
I guess so. Now, wait a minute. Put this down for you. Be real careful now. Now, it's my turn to go for threesies.
Margaret!
Pyle!
We was just playing. It's my turn to go for threesies.
Oh,
Margaret,
get up
will
off
you
your
get
knees.
up?
What are you
Sergeant,
thinking on there?
Miss Sims, can't you see the private hasn't made his threesies?
Beautiful. Her eyes are beautiful. Her nose is beautiful. She's beautiful. She is just beautiful.
Yeah, beautiful.
She sure is.
How'd you like the date with that, huh, Boyle, huh?
Yeah.
Huh? First little dinner and a show, then later a drive up to Lookout Point, then park a little. Hey, Vince, you see that Boyle out on a date with Miss Camp Henderson?
What do you mean, Boyle out on a date? Only any one of us.
I'd say our chances of reaching the moon first are better.
You're not kidding, Lubick.
Well, I don't know as I'd go that far.
Huh?
I mean, the way you guys are talking, it's not that impossible.
It's not?
Well, no.
What have you been drinking? Because the rest of us are like some of the same.
All right, wise guys, I'll tell you. I got a theory. My theory is that any girl, repeat, any girl, is approachable and dateable.
Including this girl?
Including this girl. Who's this girl? She won a beauty contest. She's beautiful, but she's a girl. Therefore, she's approachable and dateable.
Okay. All right. Then you go get a date with her. You go get a date with Miss Camp Henderson.
Yeah, Valentino.
Come on, I'd
let's
like
do
to
it.
see it.
Oh, wait a minute. First of all, I've got a girl, and I'm not about to louse myself up with her to prove something to you guys.
Come on. That's a pretty safe theory, Vince. You never have to prove it.
All right, I'll tell you what. I'm so sure of my theory, I could teach another guy. Just coach him, and he'll end up with a date with that dame.
For dough?
For dough.
Okay, how much, Vince? And make it easy on yourself, pal, because both of us know this is a pretty stupid bet. How about $50? Is that too much?
No, make it 50.
Hey, you're pretty sure of this, aren't you? Okay, now let's set the time limit. How much time you figure you need?
Well,
How about a week? Is that enough?
Well, no, not really.
Well, how about 3 or 4 years?
All right, make it a week. Make it a week.
Okay, and here's the bet so we both understand it. Within the time limit, your boy has to take Miss Camp Henderson up the Lookout Point.
Lookout Point?
Well, now, isn't that the best possible date? Or is your idea of a date going to the public library and meeting in front of the big dictionary to look up bad words?
Lookout Point. Make it Lookout Point.
Good. And any guy, huh?
Well, don't pick me an 80-year-old man.
No. Someone right here on the base, someone you can work with.
And who's not too bad looking.
At least as handsome as you.
At least.
Righty, Roo, now let's see. I got him.
Yeah, who? Pyle?
Oh. You said anybody, and he qualifies. Barely, but he qualifies. Come on, Vince. I'm gonna let you off the hook. I know you get carried away sometimes. Forget the whole thing. Forget the bet.
What do you mean? Forget nothing. I made a bet. I'm no Welcher.
Okay, Vince, if that's the way you want it, but, well, at least let me make it easier for you. Let me pick another guy.
No. You wanted Pyle? Okay, Pyle it is.
Come on, Lubick. Let's get out of here. Let the professor start working out his strategy. Or can we stick around and watch you give Pyle his first lesson?
Nah, you can't do that. He's going to put him under hypnosis, right, Vince? You're going to make Pyle think he's Rock Hudson.
Hypnosis. I never thought of that. You're funny, Lubick. Hypnosis. See you later, Rock.
Never mind.
No, I gotta say it. I've seen you go out on a limb before, but what kind of a bet is that? You really believe that theory?
Look, there's nothing wrong with the theory. It happens every day.
Okay, but look what you got to work with. Pyle. And in a week.
What do you want to see me about, Sergeant?
What did I want to see you about? What did I want to see you about? Oh, by the way, what do you think of this year's choice for Miss Camp Henderson?
Well, she's very attractive.
Beautiful smile. Hasn't she got a nice mouth?
Real nice.
Happy looking, huh?
Yeah.
That shows how much you know, Pyle. That is not a happy girl.
She's not?
Don't be fooled by the smile. That's just for the newspapers.
Well, my goodness, why would a girl like that be unhappy? She's young and pretty and popular.
And everybody wants to take her out, right?
I'm sure of it.
Everybody wants to take her out because she's beautiful. They want to be seen with her. They want to show her off like a shiny bauble. And what do they want? They want to kiss that beautiful face. They want to hug that body.
They do, don't they?
Think, Pyle, think. Does one guy ever take that girl out and hug her mind? That's right. Take her out just to talk to her. I mean, this girl has a mind. I'll bet there are lots of things she could talk about. Politics or history or grammar.
You think she would?
Sure, but does she ever get the chance? No. Sure, it's a date every night, but it's kiss, kiss, hug, hug. It's disgusting.
Really?
Really. And don't think she doesn't know it. She knows she's just a trinket, just a poor little glad rag doll.
I don't know, Sergeant. That smile of hers...
That smile of hers fades when she gets home from a date. Sure, she was popular all evening. The center of attention. But not one man looked at her mind.
That's true.
After a while, it's got to make her bitter. All men are kissers and huggers, not one talker.
Is that a fact?
You know, Pyle, it's too bad she doesn't know men like you and me. You know, kind, gentle, understanding. Men who know other places besides Lover's Lane. Can't you see yourself with this girl in a museum?
Well, I could, but...
Yeah, in a museum or maybe... Pyle, I just got the craziest idea. Pyle, how would you like to personally restore this girl's faith in men?
Me?
You. I'd do it myself, but you know my girl, Bunny. She's insanely jealous.
Well, Sergeant, I don't know the girl. And...
Well, suppose I arrange for you to meet her, huh?
Well, I don't know.
I arrange for you to meet her. Never mind how. and you take her out. What do you say, huh?
I better not.
Oh. You don't trust yourself, is that it? You're gonna be like all the others with the hugging and the kissing?
Why, I never would.
Then prove it to her. If this girl were drowning, wouldn't you jump in for her? She's drowning, Pyle. Jump. Good boy. That's a good boy.
By the way, Sergeant, what was it you wanted to see me about?
Oh, I'll think of it. 18, 20. Well, here we are.
Sergeant, I don't think this is such a good idea. I've already got a dry throat. That means that the words won't slip by. And
Relax, just relax. Now listen, Pyle. In order to set up this meeting, I had to use a little device.
What kind of device?
Well, I told her it was for an interview for the camp newspaper. I told her I was the editor and you were a reporter.
That's not a device, that's a field.
Well, listen, we can't explain to her on the phone that we're different, so I used a device.
You mean a field?
It's just to establish a beachhead. So make believe you're a reporter. Ask a lot of questions. How does it feel to be Miss Camp Henderson? Does she have any hobbies? What's her favorite dessert? You know, get to her mind.
Sergeant, I don't think I want to do this.
Oh, wait a minute. You can't back out now. This girl...
Yes?
Miss Myers? I'm Sergeant Carter, the editor of the Camp Henderson newspaper. I spoke to you earlier on the phone.
Oh, yes.
This is Private Pyle, one of my reporters. He'll handle the interview.
I'm very pleased to meet you. Won't you come in?
Yeah.
Won't you sit down?
No, thanks. I gotta run. You know, keep the presses rolling. I just came along to make sure the interview gets off on the right foot.
You know, it's funny they didn't say anything about an interview the other day when they took my picture.
Yeah, well, we appreciate your giving us your time. Now, Private Pyle likes to get all the facts, so he'll probably need an evening besides this meeting.
Fine.
I'll go now so Private Pyle can start the interview. Start interviewing, Private. Make it good, Pyle. Don't forget how important this is.
Would you sit down? Can I get you something? Coffee or...
Oh, no, ma'am.
Well, what would you like to know? I'm a photographer's model. I'm studying acting, and my favorite sport is horseback riding. Is there something you'd like to ask me?
No, ma'am. The fact is, there's something I'd like to tell you.
Oh?
Sergeant Carter's not an editor, and I'm not a reporter.
What?
Well, the sergeant said that was just a device to get us in here. And the reason we wanted to see you was to tell you that, well, you're not just a trinket, ma'am, and not all fellers want to take you out just to show you off and to kiss you. 'Cause we know that behind that pretty face, there's just got to be a pretty mind. We know it, and you know it, and the fact is, you're not just a poor little glad rag doll. That's what I wanted to tell you. It's nice meeting you, ma'am. Bye.
No, wait, I have a pretty what?
Mind? Now, if you'll excuse me.
Oh, no, don't go. Listen, you tricked your way in here just to tell me that? You really mean that, don't you? I mean, you're not kidding me.
Oh, no, ma'am.
Well, then, I'm glad you tricked your way in here.
You are?
I think that's probably the nicest compliment I've ever had.
It is? Well, you see, it's not really important how anybody looks, 'cause if a person is beautiful on the inside, then they're beautiful on the outside. Now, you take Abraham Lincoln, for instance. He's the first one to admit he's the homeliest person ever born, but nobody ever noticed it. So old Steve got himself this brand new tractor and him not even knowing how to drive a car. Well, he wouldn't let none of us show him. He just jumped up on that thing and he stomped the gas all the way to the floor. Well, the front wheels come off the ground and he went off the back. This is the funniest thing I ever seen. Him chasing that tractor yelling, "Whoa! Whoa!"
Did it ever whoa?
No, but it did finally run out of gas.
It's funny, Gomer. More coffee?
Oh, no, thank you. I really gotta go. I didn't mean to talk your ear off all this time.
Oh, but you didn't. I really enjoyed it.
Well, I enjoyed myself a whole lot, too.
You know, I've never really met anybody quite like you.
You know, Sergeant Carter says that all the time, but it comes out different the way you say it.
Oh, Gomer, the sergeant said you'd probably need an evening.
Oh, that was when we was fibbing about being reporters.
Well, you can still have it. That is, if you want to.
Well, it'd be an honor, ma'am.
Saturday night?
Well, Saturday night'd be fine. Bye, Miss Julie.
Bye, Gomer.
Where is he? Where is that nitwit?
There was some chance I'd take to leave him alone with the girl.
Why? All he has to do is ask her a few questions, make an appointment for a night interview, and that's the date.
Up on Lookout Point for an interview?
Why not? It's quiet.
Hey, Sergeant.
Pa, where have you been? What happened? How'd it go? Did you set up an appointment for a night interview, huh? Did you?
Oh, that's all over and done with, Sergeant. I told Miss Julie the truth about us not being on the newspaper.
You didn't. You blew it. You went and blew it. Why did you blow it, Pyle?
Well, 'cause it wasn't necessary. We got along just fine. Got to be good friends.
What? You got along fine?
Uh-huh. Things always work better when you tell the truth. Fact is, she asked me to take her out Saturday night.
She asked you?
For a date.
She didn't. Oh, that's great. This is great. Now, look, Pyle. The next step is to prove to this girl how really different you are from all the others. So here's what I want you to do. I'm going to let you have my car for this date.
You are? Well, thank you.
Now, you take her up to Lookout Point and park.
Lookout Point? You mean that Lover's Lane place?
Well, you're going to be going up there not to hug and kiss. You're going to be going up there to find out more about her mind. Is that going to prove to her there's still some decent guys left in the world, huh?
Sergeant Carter, this is a fine thing we're doing for that girl. You're a good person. Truly, truly good.
And truly, truly rotten.
What do you mean? It's working. The theory's working. He got to her mind.
Yeah? Well, what if she tries to get to his mind?
How can she get there? Nobody's ever been.
Why are we stopping?
'Cause this is Lookout Point.
I know that.
We're lucky tonight. There's not many people parked up here.
So I see.
Miss Julie, you know why I wanted to come up here?
I think so.
Listen.
What?
Just listen.
Listen to what?
Listen to the quiet. Just listen. I think that's the nicest sound in the whole world. It's getting harder and harder to come by. Seems like now, any time of day or night, you can always hear a car passing by or people talking or music playing. I used to like to ride elevators in them professional buildings, but now they got loudspeakers playing music and in the hallways and in the offices everywhere. It's not that I got anything against music, but I don't even think Stephen Foster could write anything this pretty. Just listen.
Gomer, is that why you brought me up here?
Uh-huh. It's the only place I know that's near the city and still so quiet. Hear that?
That train?
That's the 904 to Barstow. Ain't that a pretty sound? Golly, ain't it peaceful?
She's kissing. He's not kissing her. She's kissing him. Let me see that.
Well, I told him to play hard to get. Experience is the best teacher. And when it comes to girls, that's me. Come on, pay.
Hypnosis. That's what you used, right? Hypnosis.
Dr. Carter's Magic Lover Course. Would you like to sign up for a summer session? Or maybe a few evening hours, huh?
Hi there.
Hello?
These are for you. Special delivery.
Ah, who are they from?
Me? I'm a very special deliverer.
Yeah, well, I don't think I know you.
Ah, but I know you. And for the record, I'm Charlie Hacker.
For your record, I don't think I'm too pleased to meet you.
Hey. Aren't you going to invite me in?
I am not, and you'd better get out of here before I call the police.
Well, now, hold it. I'm not looking for trouble, but I don't get it. You mean you'll go up to Lookout Point with that private, Gomer Pyle, but you won't even talk to me?
What?
Well, now, you did go up to Lookout Point with him, didn't you?
How do you know?
How? I saw you with my own binoculars.
Binoculars?
Well, now, you don't think I'm going to pay off a $50 bet without seeing it with my own eyes, do you?
What are you talking about?
A bet that Pyle couldn't get you up to Lookout Point. And may I tell you, that 50 out of my pocket hurts.
A bet?
I guess I underestimated Pyle. He must have a pretty smooth line going for him, that boy.
Hi, Miss Julie.
Hello, Gomer. Come in.
Oh, my goodness, did you hurt your back? You sure sounded anxious to talk to me, Miss Julie. Something special? You sure are acting strange, Miss Julie. That's not like you.
Don't play innocent. That's what you want, isn't it? You're just like all the others, except you're a lot smoother. You and your dumb hillbilly act. Well, you got your kiss and you won your bet. Now get out of here.
What? What's going on? What bet?
Sure, you took me up to Lookout Point just to listen to the quiet. And I was dumb enough to believe you. With your friend watching the whole thing. Pretty funny.
Huh?
Yes. Sergeant Hacker, your friend, told me all about it. It seems he's a sore loser, so why don't you go cheer him up, buy him a beer, and have a good laugh on me?
How could you do it, Sergeant? How could you do a thing like that?
Look, the whole thing was a gag. That's all, a gag, and it paid off. What are you making such a big thing out of it?
'Cause now that girl's more bitter than ever.
Look, if Hacker hadn't gone up there and blabbed the whole story, everything would be okay. Go blame it on him.
Bad part's how Miss Julie trusted me. But you know what the worst part is, Sergeant? The worst part's how I trusted you.
Pyle! Hey, Pyle! So, like I said, the whole thing was a kind of a gag. We sure didn't mean to step on anybody's toes. And one thing, Pyle didn't know anything about the bet or the binoculars. Nothing at all. So for the record, let's get him off the hook.
That really wasn't a nice thing to do, though, Sergeant, was it?
You know, a bunch of guys sitting around come up with all kind of crazy bets and ideas. They don't always backfire like this one.
Well, the only fortunate thing about it is that you picked someone as nice as Gomer, who was very sincere about it all.
Yeah. Well, anyway, I'm sorry about the whole thing. But it was an accident the way it came out. Just an accident. But you see, it all comes out in the wash.
I suppose. Sergeant, would you care for something to drink? A beer?
Yeah, that's great.
No, thank you. It was sure a nice thing you did coming up here, Sergeant, and explaining everything. What you did first, though, was terrible. But this was a nice thing you did.
Yeah, well, look at it this way, Pyle. You never would have met Julie if it hadn't been for that terrible thing I did, right?
That's right. It was still a terrible thing, though.
Here's your beer, Sergeant.
Oh.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, it was an accident, just an accident.
Yeah.
But as you say, it all comes out in the wash. Well, here we are again.
Yep, here we are again.
You know, I wanted to come back up here just once more to kind of wipe out that last experience when we were being spied on.
Yeah, sure was nice of Sergeant Carter to let us have his car again. I think he felt that it was the least he could do.
I suppose. Gomer?
Huh?
You know, the last time we were here, I was very suspicious at first, and of course I found out that you meant well all along and that you're very sincere.
Well.
And so, Gomer, if you'd like to kiss me, I won't mind.
Well,
of course, if you'd rather not.
Oh, no, ma'am. It's not that. It's just that the 904 to Barstow is due, and I can't do two things at once. I can't kiss and listen to trains at the same time. So just as soon as it passes, I'll kiss you real good.
Why, Pyle? Why?
You wanted a hard worker? Pyle's the hardest worker in my platoon.
I still don't want him in my kitchen. The guy is trouble. He's always in some kind of accident.
That's not true. Not true. Pyle is never in an accident. He's like the little old lady driving along the freeway. He causes accidents, but he's never in them.
I want somebody else.
Look, Charlie, the CO's orders say you're supposed to get one man from each platoon. It doesn't say what kind of a man, just a man. And by all legal and military definitions, Pyle fits that description. You've got him.
But this officer's breakfast is important. It's for some real VIPs.
Sure. Probably the head of the local Bird Watchers Society. That's the kind of VIPs we get.
Oh, Vince, you wouldn't...
Look, Charlie, what are you worried about? Just put Pyle in the kitchen peeling potatoes. That boy peels real good. And that way he won't get in any trouble.
So I'm stuck with him, huh?
Maybe any other day I wouldn't do this to you, but this morning my platoon has got field practice with live grenades. And I'd feel a whole lot safer with Pyle in your kitchen, peeling your potatoes, than I would with him in my field dropping my grenades.
Looks fine, Sergeant. Just fine.
I gave it everything I had, sir.
Congressman Travers is a member of a very important congressional committee. He'll be accompanied by Brigadier General Dawson. Now, this is the first stop on our tour of inspection. Wouldn't want anything to go wrong now, would we?
No, sir.
What about service?
Service?
Service.
Yes. Well, I put on an extra waiter and a busboy, and there's special help in the kitchen.
Coffee. Who's in charge of coffee?
In charge?
Nothing more important to a breakfast than coffee. Piping hot. As General Dawson's aide, I can tell you that is the one thing he insists on. In fact, he... Yes, Private, what is it?
Excuse me, I just wanted to speak to Sergeant Hacker, but you go right ahead. I can wait till you finish.
No, go ahead.
Yes, sir. Sergeant Hacker, I just wanted to tell you that I finished peeling all the potatoes, and I didn't feel right standing around the kitchen. You know what they say? Satan finds work for idle hands.
Peel the dinner potatoes.
Oh, well, I've already peeled them, too. Fact is, I peel right through till tomorrow's lunch. And I would have done them, too, but we don't have no more potatoes.
There's some cabbage needs chopping.
Done that, too. And I scrubbed the celery, washed the lettuce, and fluffed up the turnip greens.
Well, get in the kitchen. I'll think of something.
Yes, sir.
Just a minute, Private.
Yes, sir.
I have something for you to do. I'm putting you in charge of pouring the coffee at breakfast.
Golly.
But, sir, he hasn't done any.
He's obviously a very willing worker and just the kind of man I wanted at breakfast. Private, all you have to do is make sure that those cups are never empty, that they're kept full of hot coffee, understand?
Yes, sir, and I really appreciate your confidence in me.
Breakfast will be at exactly 0800.
Aye, sir.
Good morning.
He's a real nice fella.
All right, pal, you're in charge of coffee, but that's all. Understand nothing else. Just pour and keep your mouth shut.
Yes, sir.
Why did I have to run out of potatoes?
Gentlemen?
Sir.
Well, this is nice.
I hope you had a nice flight in from Washington, sir.
Well, there was more than a mite bumpy. Took a lot out of me. I feel like I've been rode hard and put away wet.
Well, I'm sure a good breakfast will make you feel a lot better. Thank you.
Colonel, I hope you haven't got anything special planned for me.
Well, we did have a few events scheduled just to
Well,
show
if it's
you.
all the same to you, I'd rather you wouldn't. I just kind of like to mosey around and see the boys as they go through their regular routine.
Very well.
It's hot.
Would you like some cream and sugar?
Yes, I would, please.
Yeah, here's a toast.
Just a little.
How about you, Lieutenant?
All right, thank you. That's good, no thank you. It's all right to sit back in Washington and make appropriations. But I always like to go out and see what the people are getting for their money.
Now, that's a very worthy sentiment, sir.
Just right. Good. Of course, General, I can't always find the time to make as many trips as I would like to.
Well, we certainly hope you'll be pleased with what you see here.
I expect I will. What in tarnation?
I'm sorry, Congressman. It's all my fault. I should have remembered that you're a civilian and you don't like your coffee stove hot. But if you'd like me to cool it off real quick, I can saucer and blow it for you.
Pyle, I think you better find something to do in the kitchen. Have somebody else take over for you here.
No, please, Colonel. It's all right. I'm sure it wasn't this young fella's fault. Saucer and blow, huh? I haven't heard that expression since I was back home. Where are you from, son?
Well, I was born on a little farm just a itty-bitty ways outside Mayberry. You see, Mayberry's about 30 miles from...
I know exactly where it is. Why, it's right in the middle of my district. You're one of my constituents, son. I'm Congressman Judson Travers.
Shazam! Well, I'm Gomer Pyle. Don't you recognize me? Well, I don't guess you would, because I didn't recognize you.
Oh, now, wait a minute. I pride myself on my recollection, but I swear I don't remember ever speaking with you or even shaking your hand.
Well, that's because that wasn't what you did.
Well, what did I do?
You kissed me.
I kissed you?
I was just a little bitty baby, and it was at the 4th of July Grange Hall Festival, and right after your speech, my mama held me up, and you kissed me right there on top of my head. Made my folks so proud. They ain't never voted for anybody else since.
Well, I declare, it sure is nice talking to somebody from back home. Sit down here and have some breakfast with me, Gomer. Waiter, would you please get a chair here?
Well, I couldn't, Congressman. I just couldn't. And besides that, I've already had my breakfast.
Well, that's all right. Sit down here and talk to me while I have mine. You don't mind, do you, gentlemen?
Well,
no, of course they don't. Here, get this boy a cup of coffee. There. Well, now.
Why didn't you tell me about this before, Boyle? Why didn't you?
Because I didn't know about it before.
Well, that's no excuse. That's all I need, a general, a congressman. Hold it. Why am I getting excited? It's Hacker's mess hall. If anything goes wrong, he'll get blamed for it. No, he won't. Pyle's in my platoon, they'll blame me. Sure they will. Wait a minute. Blame me for what? What can happen? Pyle's in the kitchen peeling potatoes. He can't get in any trouble peeling potatoes.
Yeah, what kind of trouble can he get into peeling potatoes?
He can get in a lot of trouble. There's a door that goes from the kitchen into the officer's mess. It's all Pyle needs. A door. He goes through it. He's in the officer's mess. He says something, he does something. He doesn't mean to do it, but he does it. And there go my stripes, my pension, my career. I gotta get over there on the double.
What are you gonna do?
Nothing, but if I'm gonna get thrown out of the Marines, at least I want to know what for.
There's no reason at all. Ada Mae Kilborn, she jilts old Judson Brown and marries Pudge Edens.
Well, I declare. Well, Gomer, you sure have filled me in on the home folks. But now, how about you, Gomer? Are you happy here in the Marines?
Oh, yes, sir. I sure am.
Well, I'm glad to hear it. And what rank do you hold?
Oh, I'm moving right along. I'm private first class now.
Private first class? Well, that's fine. How long you been in the Marines?
Over 3.5 years.
3.5 years? Well, shouldn't you have been at least a corporal by this time?
Oh, they'll move me along as soon as they see fit to. They just haven't seen fit to yet.
Excuse me, sir. The photographer's here. You said you wanted some pictures taken.
Oh, yes, thank you.
Oh, well, I'll just get out of your way.
No, you don't. You sit right down here and pose with me. You know, this'll look real good in the newspapers back home. Now, smile, son.
Yes, sir.
Oh, wait a minute, wait. General, why don't you and the Colonel kind of scrunch around here and get in the picture, too?
All right.
Right around here. That's it, Colonel. There. Now, just kind of put your arm around him so everybody will look nice and friendly like that. Now. Smile. Well, gentlemen, I want you to know that I was real impressed with what I saw here today. I just hope that other Marine installations I visit here on the coast will be up to your standards.
Thank you, Congressman. Thank you very much.
However, there is one little thing that bothers me. Now, it may be none of my business, and I certainly do not want to interfere. But I just can't figure out how an intelligent, likable, willing young man like Gomer Pyle hasn't been promoted to corporal yet.
Well, I think I can answer that for the Colonel. When that much time elapses without a promotion, it's usually a disciplinary problem. Overstaying his leave, failing to obey orders promptly, something of that nature. Isn't that so, Colonel?
Yes, sir, but in Pyle's case, I can't recall any serious infractions.
Oh, there has to be. I'm sure of it. If you had the time, Congressman, we could check Gomer Pyle's service record right now. And I'm sure you'd find that to be the case.
Well, I reckon I could spare the time for Pyle. I like that boy.
It's absolutely impeccable. There's not a mark against him. Why, I didn't have that good a record when I first enlisted in the Marines.
I was sure his slate was clean, sir.
Then how do you account for the fact that he hasn't been promoted?
Yeah, I'm a bit curious myself. Colonel Gray, can you explain why a likable, intelligent, willing young man like Gomer Pyle hasn't been promoted to corporal yet?
Captain Myers, can you explain why a likable and willing young man like Gomer Pyle hasn't been promoted to corporal yet?
Lieutenant Burke, can you explain why a willing young man like Gomer Pyle hasn't been promoted to corporal yet?
Sergeant Carter, can you explain why Gomer Pyle has not been promoted to corporal yet?
Corporal? But, sir, I had to break my back just to make him private first class.
Well, there goes your back again.
But, Lieutenant, our corporal has to be able to take over the platoon in case of an emergency. He's got to be a leader, and that's one thing Pyle ain't.
Sergeant, I'd hate to call you that for the last time. Somebody up front wants Pyle advanced, and when somebody up front wants something, it's our job to do it. So do it.
Yes, sir.
Pyle is now your personal problem. All those sterling qualities of leadership you have, you will teach to Pyle. That shouldn't be difficult, should it?
Pyle, remember when you first joined up? They said it would be impossible to get you through boot camp. But I did it, didn't I?
Yes, Sergeant, you sure did. I guess I must look pretty hopeless then.
Yeah. Nobody ever thought you would make private first class. But I got you through that too, didn't I?
That's right. I guess you might say you've made me everything I am.
Yeah. Well, now we're going to do the impossible again. You've been in the Marines for 3.5 years now, Pyle, and it's time you stepped up to corporal.
Corporal? I don't know, Sergeant. Ain't you bringing me along too fast?
Well, it's part of my job to see that you get ahead, Pyle. Now, you wouldn't want to keep me from doing my job, would you?
No, Sergeant, I wouldn't want to do that.
Okay. Now, to be a corporal, you got to learn how to be a leader of men. Give orders, like I do every morning. Throw him, fall out on the double. Come on, you knuckleheads, move it, move it, move it. Now, you try it.
Oh, Sergeant.
Come on, Pyle, just like I did it.
Well, platoon, fall in. On the double. Come on, you knuckleheads. Move it, move it, move it.
Can't you do better than that? Can't you at least put a little authority in your voice? Now, come on, let's hear it.
Platoon, fall in. On the double. Come on, you. Oh, Sergeant, I just can't. I never could do it as good as you. The way your little eyes just squinch up and get real mean looking, and them veins on your forehead just pop out, and your hair bristles up just like a hog that's been rooted out of its favorite mud hole. You just got a natural talent for it. Just a natural talent.
Yeah, I guess I have. And we're just gonna have to find it somewhere in you. Now, come on. Let's hear it again.
Platoon, fall in. On the double. Come on, you knuckleheads. Move it, move it, move it. Platoon, fall in. On the double. Come on, you knuckleheads. Move it, move it, move it. Platoon, fall in.
Move it, move it, move it. All right, listen up. Now, I want these barracks cleaned until they shine. And I'm leaving a man in charge. Pyle, step forward.
Yes, sir?
You're in charge of the detail. You got that? Pyle is in charge. But it's just as if I was here. All right, carry on. What are you doing?
Well, Sergeant, are you sure you want me to be in charge?
That's right, Pyle. It's the sink or swim principle. Throw you in the water and you learn how to swim. Put you in charge and you learn how to lead. Now get back in there.
Yes, sir. Wait a minute, fellas. Don't go away. Sergeant Carter, Sergeant Carter.
Get back in there.
Well, fellas, I guess I have to give you your assignments. Of course, if anybody'd like to volunteer for anything, it'd make it a whole lot easier. Well, fellas, then I guess I'll have to give you your orders. Buck, you don't mind doing the windows, do you? Thank you kindly. And Marvin, you do the woodwork, would you? And Charlie and Jack, if you don't mind, you all can take care of the sweeping. And Tony, you do the dusting. And Phil, well, I guess that leaves you with scrubbing the floors, okay? Well, now's everybody... Buck, I think you'll find you get better results if you go straight up and down. And that way you don't miss any of the corners. Here, let me show you how I always do it. See? If you go straight up and down like that, excuse me just a minute. Charlie, if you don't mind my saying so, I think you can do a whole lot better job if you take long strokes instead of short ones. Here, let me show you. This is the way I always do it. Now, some folks prefer going around in circles like this, and others prefer going up and down like this. Now, don't ask me to take sides. I like them both.
All right. What's going on here?
Oh, hey, Sergeant. I'm being a corporal.
Okay, Pyle is gonna drill you. And you will obey his commands just as if I was giving them. Because I'm gonna be standing right here watching you. Okay, Pyle, take over. I said take over.
Detail, Ted Hutt. Right shoulder, halt.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Right face. Forward, march. 2, 3. Hey, fellas. Oh, wait, I said turn right.
Detail! Halt! Left pace! Dismiss!
Sergeant, I'm sorry. I thought...
Pyle, the men turned right.
Well, no, Sergeant, and so did I. But you see, I always drill with them. I never have drilled facing them before. If you're facing them and you tell them to turn right, then you've got to turn left if you want to go the same way. If you tell them to turn left, then you've got to go right. That's how it works, isn't it, Sergeant?
Yeah, Pyle. That's how it works.
Well, looks like I've learned another thing about being a leader. If you want to do anything, you got to do it backwards.
I have had it. I've had it up to here and 2 feet higher.
Pyle, huh?
It's always Pyle. He's the American tsetse fly. This time I'm giving up on him. I'm throwing in the towel. That's it. If they want to take away my stripes, let them. Just let them.
And they might, too. You know who's pushing Pyle for corporal? Colonel Gray himself. And you want to know why? Because that visiting congressman wants him promoted.
Are you sure about that?
Oh, I got it from a highly confidential and unimpeachable source. Scuttlebutt. And you know what else? They'll probably make Pyle a corporal anyway. Hey, that's going to be something to see. Gomer Pyle telling you what to do. Boy.
All right. You can knock off the laughing while you still got teeth to laugh with. I'm going to take one more shot at it. Just one more shot. Pyle, I'm going to give you one more chance, and I'm warning you better not goof it up. Now, you're in charge. You got that?
Yes, sir.
I want you to handle this field exercise like it was the real thing. Now, here's the situation. Our platoon has been cut off. We're waiting to be evacuated by helicopter, but we don't know how long it'll be. We're surrounded. The snipers are firing at us from the grass, from the trees. Okay, Pyle, it's all yours.
Yes, sir. Sergeant?
Pyle, they're firing at us!
Hit the dirt, man!
Well, that was the right move. Now what do you do?
Well, you said we're surrounded.
That's right.
And there's snipers firing at us from the grass and the trees?
Yeah?
Well, you better take over, because we're in a peck of trouble.
Pyle!
Well, you said you wanted it handled like the real thing. And you know right well, Sergeant, if you're here, you're in charge.
I'm out of action. That's it. I'm wounded. I'm out of action. You are in charge.
All right.
Pyle, will you get with it? Disperse them. Somebody lobs in a grenade and pow, there goes the whole platoon. Spread them out.
Golly, you're right. Fellers, I'm sorry, but you're going to have to spread out. And keep low. There's a sniper up there. I remembered that time, didn't I, Sergeant?
Sure. And how about covering fire? Do you see that rise up there? You better get a man up there.
Well, there could be a sniper up there. It could be dangerous, couldn't it?
Yeah?
Well, I just couldn't pick a man to do that, Sergeant. I just couldn't.
Give the order.
Well, at least let me ask for a volunteer.
Okay.
All right, I volunteer.
That's it. Everybody up. The exercise is over. Come on, let's move out. This is it, Pyle. The end of the road. Okay, let him take my stripes away. I've had it with you. I don't care how hard that congressman friend of yours is pushing you for promotion. You're hopeless, Pyle, hopeless.
Hi, Sarge.
Hi.
I know this isn't going to make you feel any better, but that congressman is back on the base. I just saw him.
Sure. He's come back to check on his pet Marine, his old hometown buddy.
I also saw Pyle. He cornered the congressman in front of the colonel's office, and they went in together.
Well, this is it, Boyle. The kiss of death. Pyle will tell him everything and really put the knock on me.
Oh, now, wait a minute, Sarge. Aren't you jumping?
Uh-huh. Company B, Sergeant Carter. Yes, sir. Right away, sir. What did I tell you? There was a colonel. He wants to see me on the double. Well, I'll tell you something. I'm going to defend myself. I'm going to tell him the facts of life. That even though a Marine sergeant's supposed to do the impossible, when it comes to Pyle, doing the impossible is impossible. Sergeant Carter reporting his order, sir.
At ease, Sergeant.
Sir, do you mind if I say something first?
Not at all. Go ahead.
Well, sir, I've been in the Marines a long time. To be exact, it's going on 15 years now. And all the time I've been in, I've done everything that's been asked of me. When I finally got these stripes, it was the proudest day of my life. And I think I can honestly say I've earned every one of them.
You certainly have, Sergeant. You certainly have.
Sir?
Sergeant, I'd like you to meet Congressman Travers.
Sergeant, I'm real pleased to know you.
Well, thank you, sir.
You know, Sergeant Colonel Gray and Gomer here have been doing a real song and dance about you. They really think you are something.
They do?
I was just telling the congressman here how hard you tried to make a leader out of me. Nobody in the world could have done any better. But like Grandma Pyle always says, no matter how good you are, you can't get an egg from a rooster. Now, I'll keep doing my best, Sergeant, because if you want me to be a corporal, I'll keep trying and trying till I get to be one, because I want you to be proud of me.
Well, I'm sure you'll be a credit to the Corps, Pyle.
Well, thank you, Sergeant. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I hope someday I can prove worthy of your faith in me.
I know you'll do just fine, son.
You know, Sergeant, you two have a wonderful rapport. Almost like a father and son.
Well, that's part of my job, sir, to look after him.
Colonel Gray, this time I'm really going to ask you to do me a little favor. Now, if it's at all possible and doesn't interfere with anything, will you please try and keep Gomer here in Sergeant Carter's platoon? They are so right for each other.
I'll do my best to see that they stay together, sir.
And I'll do my best, sir.
Dead, head, head, right, head, forward, head, 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 left, left, turn, halt. Pyle, what are you grinning about? Is something funny?
No, sir.
Then what? What?
Well, I just feel good is all. I feel good that you're giving the orders and I'm just following them.
Yeah? Well, you ain't gonna feel so good if you don't wipe that stupid grin off your face. When you are marching, you will keep your eyes straight ahead, and your mouth will not be stretched out in anything resembling a grin. You're still doing it, Pyle. You're still doing it.
Well, I just can't help myself, Sergeant. You're yelling at me. It's just like sweet music to my ears. It makes me feel safe and secure is what? Safe and secure. Excuse me.
Well, Mistress Mary, how did your garden grow today?
Hey, Sergeant Carter, Corporal Ball. Well, the garden's coming along just fine. See those little leaves there? Radishes. And do you know what? In about 3 weeks, they'll be on our mess hall table, ready to eat. Think of that. Little leaves, and one day real soon, there'll be a little red crunchy feller.
Wonderful. Pyle, you're a Marine right now, not a farmer. What should you be doing right this minute instead of standing around here waiting for a radish to be born?
Well, nothing, Sergeant. I finished all my chores back at the barracks.
Yeah?
Absolutely. You remember that's the reason I got permission to have this here garden in the first place. Long as I wouldn't let it interfere with my Marine work. And I hadn't let it interfere with my Marine work. You can be sure of that.
You better not, Pyle. Let's go, Boyle.
Hey, Sergeant Carter, look here at my collards. They're already up out of the ground. Did you ever taste collards? Some people call them tree cabbage. They're the best vegetable you ever tasted, especially if you cook them with a little ham hock.
How about that? Come on.
Hey, Sergeant, look over here at my watermelon. Some of them are as big as my fist in less than 2 weeks. That's 'cause I raised them up on the mound and treated them with some special fertilizer. McAvoy super nitrate's the best. Grandpa Pyle says it gets to the roots faster than anything else will.
Well, what do you know? It gets right to them, huh?
That's right. McAvoy super nitrate. It's sold in all the better feed stores.
Yeah? And what have they got to put over yourself so I can get to you?
Huh?
Pyle, permission or no permission, you get back to the barracks, like right now. We got an inspection in 10 minutes. Move it, move it!
Right, Sergeant.
Radishes, watermelons, brother.
Well, why does it bug you?
It just does. A garden on a Marine base, did you ever hear of that? What kind of job is that for a Marine, huh?
Well, he says it's not interfering with his duties.
You want to bet? Besides, I've seen some of Pyle's garden work, and I don't like it.
Huh? What garden work?
That pumpkin he's got for a head. I don't like it. Not bad, Matthews, not bad. Watch them corners. Okay, Farmer Brown, let's see how well prepared you are. All right, Pyle, what is this? Some kind of joke? What's that stuff you got in there?
Summer squash and chard. The chard's the one with the little curly legs.
Get it out, Pyle, get it out.
Well, I can't, Sergeant.
You can't? Did I hear you right? You can't?
on account of their heat loving.
They're what?
That's right. They need warmth and shelter just like they was a little baby. Else they'll die. Just one night of frost will do it. Honest, Sergeant, they'll die.
Really? Well, we all have to go sometime.
Please don't ask me to take them out, Sergeant.
Pyle.
You wouldn't want that on your conscience, would you, if they died?
Don't worry about it, Pyle. I'll see that your squash gets a decent burial.
Summer squash. There's a difference. You see, you can tell the difference by the leaves.
Knock it off. Just get it out of here.
Well, yes, Sergeant. And I'm sorry, I don't mean for my garden to upset you like it seems to.
I suppose you got a horse and plow in here. Can you believe it? Can you believe it? All right, Pyle, that does it. If you're going to act like a knucklehead, then I'm going to treat you like a knucklehead. No, check that, like two knuckleheads. First, get that junk out of your footlocker, but fast.
But, Sergeant...
Out!
Hut! As you were.
Afternoon, sir.
Afternoon, Sergeant. Where are you taking those?
Well, out, sir.
Out? Where?
Just out, sir, anywhere.
Don't do that.
Sir?
That's summer squash and chard in there, isn't it?
That's what it is, all right, sir.
Well, you set summer squash out on the kind of nights we've been having, and they wouldn't stand a chance.
Sir?
Well, they'd die, every one of them.
That's what I told the sergeant. Those were my exact words, wasn't it, Sergeant?
How's your garden coming along?
Well, the watermelons and the radishes are doing real fine. I think it's that fertilizer I'm using. McAvoy Super Nitrate. Oh, it's a marvel.
Good. By the way, Pyle, this is Captain Shamley, our base public information officer.
Sir?
Pyle?
He heard about your garden and wanted to take a look at it so he can send a photographer down from the local paper. You know, Tough Marine cultivates garden in spare time. Captain Shamley thought it might make a good human interest story.
Well, yes, sir. I'd be glad to. It's right out here in the back, right this way. My local newspaper.
Might even get you a national release on it. You never know.
Carry on.
Well, what do you say to that?
I say don't put your summer squash out and always use McAvoy Super Nitrate.
Where's Pyle gardening?
Right.
A farmer I got on my hands. Can you believe it? Not a Marine, a farmer.
Vince, it's with the Colonel's blessings. Relax. The Colonel's a gardener himself.
Yeah, but Pyle? Pyle of all people? Pyle?
What do you think? You think he'll really grow anything?
Sure he will. I can just see what a meathead like Pyle will grow. Like a circular carrot. Or maybe a potato with no eyes, just noses.
You can't tell. He sounds like he knows what he's doing.
Sure. Just wait.
You mean you think nothing will come up the way he expects it to, huh?
I'll bet on it. You give Pyle a watermelon seed, and I'll lay you 10 to 1. Wait a minute. Wait just a minute.
Huh?
What you just said about nothing coming up the way Pyle expected it to just gave me a brainstorm.
What do you mean?
Sure. It's a natural. Hey, how would you like to play a trick on Pyle, huh?
Like what, for instance?
You'll see. All you gotta do is go down to the market and get the biggest watermelon you can find. One with a stem.
Stem?
Right. And last but not least, get a big bottle of vodka and bring it back.
Vodka? I think I can understand the watermelon, but what's the vodka for?
Here, get it. You'll see. There we go. Just like the good old days. It's called plugging a watermelon.
So that's how it's done.
The cheapest party a guy could throw. 2 bits for the melon, a couple of bucks for the booze. Presto. Instant refreshments. Tastes wild, just wild.
I've heard of a Bloody Mary. I've heard of a screwdriver. But vodka and watermelon? What do they call that?
Huh? It's the all-purpose drink.
What?
You can eat it, drink it, wash your face in it, and get smashed all at the same time.
That's beautiful, Vince. Beautiful.
Yeah. Now, see how the plug fits back nice and neat? You can't even tell where it's been cut out.
Hey, you're right. I can't.
Now, we just set this bomb in Pyle's watermelon patch and wait.
Listen, Vince, I think it's a funny gag, all right, but I'm not sure I get the point. What are you going to accomplish with it?
What am I going to accomplish? I'm going to accomplish the end of Pyle's gardening, that's what.
Yeah?
Yeah. He just gets a taste of a watermelon that he grew. He wakes up drunk. Pyle's never been drunk before. He wonders what hit him. And I tell him he's been poisoned. I point out that's the risk you run when you grow anything in this here soil around here. Presto, end of gardening.
Well, aren't you going to a lot of trouble? Why don't you just make him give up the garden?
Why? He's liable to complain to the colonel. Believe me, I'm doing this for his own good.
Yeah?
Yeah. Come on. It's time to take baby home to roost.
Golly. Sergeant Carter! Sergeant Carter!
Here he comes. Right on schedule. Come on, look busy. Like you don't know from nothing.
Wait till you see, Sergeant, wait till you see.
Huh? What's up? Wait till I see what?
Just look at that.
Where did you get that? From the mess hall?
No, I found it out in my garden this morning. It was growing.
You're kidding.
No, I found it in my melon patch just now.
That thing grew in your garden? Boy, look at that.
Oh, boy, Pa, you really must have a green thumb.
A green thumb, a green arm all the way up to the shoulder.
It's just one thing I can't figure out is how it grew so fast. All the other melons out there on the vine are just about that big.
And practically overnight, too.
It don't make no sense at all.
Wait a minute. I know what it is.
You do?
Sure. That Macintosh stuff.
Huh?
You know, that super-duper fertilizer you've been using.
McAvoy Super Nitrite?
That's it. I'll bet you instead of spreading out, it concentrated all in one place so that only one melon got all the vitamins.
Gosh, Sergeant, I don't know.
Sounds logical to me.
Of course it's logical. Let's face it, Pyle. Nobody is perfect when it comes to spreading fertilizer. Not even a natural-born farmer like yourself is perfect every time out, right?
No, sir, I guess not.
And this melon here proves it.
So there you are. The only thing that really matters is that you've grown yourself a prize-winning watermelon. How about that?
Well, thank you, Sergeant. And that's just the way I want it to be. I want you to be the first to know about anything I do, good or bad.
Good. Yes, sir, Pyle. It looks like you're going to have yourself some mighty fine watermelon eating there. So take it and enjoy yourself.
Sergeant, I want you to have the watermelon. On account it's the only way I can show my appreciation for you being so cooperative and letting me have the garden in the first place.
Oh, no, Pyle. I couldn't do that. This is your melon. You grew it. It wouldn't be right for me to even take one bite of it. And that goes for Boyle, too. And the entire platoon, in fact. So you take it.
But, Sergeant...
The satisfaction is all yours, Pyle. Every bit of it. Or should I say, every bite of it.
But I'd feel a whole lot better if you had it.
No, Pyle, I wouldn't think of it.
Well, please take it.
No.
Please.
Pyle, I want you to take this watermelon and eat every bite of it yourself. And that's an order. I mean, well, it's nice of you to offer, but, well, right is right. Here, take it and eat it in good health, Pyle. Cheers. I mean, enjoy it.
All right, Sergeant. And thank you. I only hope that someday I can be just half as thoughtful towards you as you are towards me.
Yeah, well, the next melon, Pyle. Maybe the next one, okay?
I'll consider that a promise, Sergeant. Bye.
Bye.
Boy, he almost stuck you with your own gag.
Yeah. You know, I kind of hate to do it. But like I said, it's for his own good. He's not that hot a Marine that he can afford to start taking up hobbies.
Say, how much time do you give it?
Well, he's, curious. I'd say it's a matter of minutes before he starts eating himself into a hangover.
Sergeant Carter! Sergeant Carter! I've been looking all over for you.
Pyle! Are you all right, Pyle?
I'm fine, just fine.
Are you sure?
Yes, sir, I never felt better. Why did I look bad?
Huh? Oh, well, no. It's just I thought after eating all that prize watermelon, well, you know what they say, the eyes are bigger than the stomach.
Well, that's what I wanted to tell you, Sergeant. I didn't eat it.
You didn't?
No, sir. After I left you, I got to thinking about what you said. Remember, you said right is right.
Yeah, so?
So, I got to thinking about who above all else deserved that watermelon more than anybody, even me.
Who, Pyle, who?
The one man without who I wouldn't even have a garden at all.
You didn't.
Yes, I did. I gave it to the colonel. I couldn't think of any better way to show my appreciation. What do you think, Sergeant?
Talk about a joke backfiring. What are you going to do?
All I know is I gotta get that watermelon back from the colonel and fast.
And what do you think will happen when he gets a taste out of it?
I don't even want to think about it. Can't you guess? You know the colonel. He's death on any kind of drinking.
Yeah, and a watermelon pump full of vodka is a lot of drinking.
You want to see me, Sergeant?
Oh, yeah. Come on in, Pyle.
Hey, Corporal Boyle.
You know, Pyle, Corporal Boyle and I were just thinking.
About what?
The mistake you made giving that watermelon to the colonel.
Mistake? But that wasn't a mistake. I wanted him to have it.
I know. Nobody's knocking your motives, just your brains.
Huh?
Pyle, how could you give it to him without tasting it first? You don't even know what's inside. Suppose it's rotten. Oh, yellow and black inside and tastes like shoe polish. What then?
Well, it looked like a perfectly good melon from the outside.
Pyle, you don't judge a book by its cover. You don't judge a watermelon by its rind. Remember, it was awful big, and it grew awful fast. I'd worry about that.
You would?
Sure would. Might even be poisonous.
Poisonous?
Yeah, poisonous. I just hope it ain't too late to get it back.
Back?
Well, naturally. Unless, of course, you want to run the risk of having the colonel close down your garden for keeps right after he's had his stomach pumped.
All right. I'd better get that watermelon back right away.
Yeah. And the first place we better look is the officer's mess. It's probably sitting in the icebox there right now.
But, Sergeant, are you going with me?
Well, sure, Pyle. I don't want you to get in a jam with the colonel.
Well, that sure is thoughtful of you, Sergeant.
Yeah. All I gotta do is find a melon with a plug in it. It'll be a cinch.
Yeah, well, you better get it out of here.
Huh?
I mean, I don't want to serve the brass around here any spiked watermelons, or it'll be my head in a sling. Okay, come on over here. Okay, help yourself. Just stay out of sight, huh? I got an inspection due today.
God. Ain't that a coincidence? They must be planning on serving watermelon for dessert for the men as well tonight. What are you doing, Sergeant?
Huh? Oh, I'm looking for your watermelon. What do you think I'm doing?
Well, they all look alike.
Yeah, well, yeah. I guess you're right. I can't tell anything by feeling them. Oh, I know one. I'll taste them. And that way, if they all taste all right, then there's no problem.
Oh, good. I'd be glad to help. I just love it.
No, Pyle. Remember what I said about it being poison? Well, I can spot poison faster than you can. So if you just wait outside and see that nobody interrupts me, everything will be okay, okay?
But, Sergeant,
Pyle, there are taste buds and there are taste buds. Now, mine happen to be razor sharp. That's why I can't stand sea rations and you can. Now, if you'll just do as I say, we'll be in great shape, okay?
Well, yes, sir. I'll be outside if you want me. How you doing, Sergeant? Did you find my watermelon yet?
No, I didn't. And I'm not going to either. Because it's not in there.
Well, how do you know?
I just know.
Well, did you find a particular one that tasted bad?
No, they're all fine.
Well, then everything's all right.
Well,
you miserable freak! Huh? You cut open every one of those melons, didn't you? If I get one here,
Where do you suppose that melon could be, Sergeant?
I don't know. I'm sure it's not in the officer's mess. Are you sure he just didn't leave it sitting there in its office? Now think.
Well, I don't know, Sergeant. I left right after I gave it to him, and all he said was thanks and how he better get it on ice right away.
Well, he didn't get it on ice. No.
What, Sergeant?
Someplace else he could put it on ice.
Huh?
His home. His own home.
You really sure my melon's gonna turn out to be bad, huh?
No. This is just insurance. In case yours turns out to be rotten, we'll put this one in its place. Smart?
Really is.
But now the whole trick is switching the melons. You better wait out here.
Oh, yes, Sergeant. What is it?
Watermelon for Colonel Gray.
Watermelon? Another one? One's already been delivered.
Yeah? The Colonel sent this over himself?
That's right.
Were you, gonna serve it?
That's right. Mrs. Gray's having a lunch, and I was about to serve it for dessert.
Oh, well, then I'm just in time. You see, there's been a mix-up.
Mix-up?
Yes, ma'am, that's right. That one's store-bought. This is the one that was grown right here on the base by one of the Colonel's own men. You see, it seems there was a mix-up right after it was picked.
Well, all right.
Yes, ma'am. You should have seen how proud the Colonel was when he saw.
Sergeant, aren't you leaving one of those?
Huh? Oh, yeah. I just wasn't thinking.
You did it, Sergeant. You got the watermelon back.
I think so, pal. I think so. With a little luck.
Looks perfectly all right to me. Wouldn't it be funny if it turned out to be sweet and red and juicy as any other? What's wrong, Sergeant?
No. I picked the wrong one. The wrong one.
Well, I don't understand, Sergeant. Didn't you go in there and...
You would, pal. You would. You would have to stick your big fat head in the window.
I'm sorry, Sergeant. I did.
Shh. You.
Company B, Corporal Boss speaking. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Right away, sir. It's the Colonel. He wants to see Pyle in his office right away.
He does, huh?
Yeah, he does.
Yeah. Well, go tell Pyle the Colonel wants to see him in his office right away.
Just like that. You got nothing to do with it. Just throw Pyle to the wolves, huh?
Look, Boyle, don't give me that stuff. You went on the gag, too. Thought it was pretty good, as I recall.
All right, but the gag didn't work out the way you wanted.
So?
So, you gonna let him face the Colonel alone? What is he gonna say?
I'll say it again. I was doing it for his own good. It was just a way of getting him out of gardening and back to being a Marine. Look, if it had worked out the way I wanted it to, I'd... All right. I'll go see the Colonel, too. Maybe I can weasel word my way out of it. My combat record and all. Gunnery Sergeant Carter and Private First Class Pyle reporting as ordered, sir.
At ease, men. I don't recall asking you to come in, Sergeant.
I know, sir, but I can explain everything.
Don't listen to him, sir. It's all on me. I'm the one to blame. Sergeant Carter didn't have nothing to do with it.
Blame? For what? What are you talking about?
For the way that my melon tasted.
Sir.
But the watermelon tasted fine. In fact, according to my wife, sensational.
Sir?
That's what I call Pyle in to tell him.
Did you hear that, Sergeant? They liked my watermelon after all.
Liked it. They loved it. Mrs. Gray said it was the hit of the bridge luncheon.
It wasn't. Do tell.
It was the first time in 7 years that a bridge luncheon ended with the girls singing.
That bad?
Yes. I heard that when Major Brady came to pick up his wife, she actually danced out to the car.
Did you hear that, Sergeant? Did you hear that? I grew as good a watermelon as anybody. Even better. How about that?
How about that? Pyle?
Yes, Sergeant. I know. Inspection in 15 minutes. I'm all prepared.
Okay, just as long as you know, Pyle. Morning, sir.
Morning. How's our prize garden doing?
Oh, fine, sir. Just fine.
Any more watermelons?
No, sir, but my cucumbers is doing real good, see?
Oh, yes.
Notice, sir, the way Private Pyle has laid a mulch blanket around the main stems cuts down on his weeding time.
Really? Peat moss?
No, sir, it was...
Leaf mold. Plain, ordinary leaf mold. Right, Pyle? Best thing in the world for nutrients. In this here sandy soil, it's the only way to fly.
You mean it doesn't choke off the feeder roots?
No, sir.
As long as you have enough irrigation.
Sergeant's right. Absolutely right, sir.
Really, Sergeant, I didn't peg you for the type to take an interest in this sort of thing.
Oh, yes, sir. Like the colonel once said to Private Pyle here, every man should have a hobby. And well, with a garden like this right in front of my nose, I figured, what the devil? I mean, what could be more exciting than bringing something like an artichoke into the world? Now, you take these here perennial green gloves. Excuse me, Pyle. What a day. What a day.
What are you complaining about, Vince? They ask you to do a little work?
A little work? 2 field problems, a 20-mile hike, twice around the obstacle course. That's a little work? That's murder, just plain murder.
Get the chaplain over to listen to this heartbreaking story.
What I'll never understand is how come you make the same dough I get, and you're just a supply sergeant. Supply. I'm out in the hot sun with a 60-pound pack, and you're sitting around here in a soft chair counting shoelaces. And you get paid the same. And for what? Supply.
Come on, get off it, Vince.
No. He's absolutely right. I shouldn't get the same dough he does. I should get twice what he does.
Did you hear that? Did you hear what the glorified haberdasher said?
I'm worth twice. Without supply, nothing. I'm the most important guy in this outfit. You ever think of that?
Oh, come on, Hank. I'm in charge of 62 men.
Without me, 62 naked men.
So you give them a pair of pants. Big deal. Me, I got the real responsibility. The life of every one of them is in these hands.
Look, Dr. Kildare, for your job, all you need is a can of foot powder and a big mouth. Up, 2, 3, 4. For my job, you need brains. You could be replaced by a recording.
Do you have any idea
Come
what
on,
it takes
you
to...
guys. Every night, the same argument. For once, couldn't we have a nice, quiet game of cards, no arguing?
Who's arguing?
You and all the hard work you do. Half the time you're off on leaves and liberties. Well, easy enough. There are 40 guys who can take over for you. Not me. I can't leave. There ain't nobody can take over for me.
Are you kidding? Why, any wet-nosed recruit could run this two-bit country store.
Oh, why don't you stop?
Well, come on, gentlemen. Cards. Play.
Excuse me, everybody.
What do you want, Pyle?
It's Sergeant Slinger. A telegram was just phoned into the duty hut. Your grandfather. Surprise.
What was it, boy or a girl?
Well, let me think now. I was so excited when I heard your son had a daughter.
A baby girl. Congratulations.
I don't have a son. It was my daughter had the baby.
Oh. Well, then your daughter had a son.
Are you sure?
Absolutely. If you had a son, he had a daughter. If you had a daughter, she had a son. I remember because they was opposites.
A boy, that's even better.
Hey, what else did they say? Everybody all right?
Just fine. And the little feller weighed 10 pounds, born at 6 o'clock.
Hey, 10 pounds, that's some baby.
Yeah, he's ready to be a Marine already.
Or was it 6 pounds born at 10 o'clock?
Well, which is it, Pyle?
Well, I ain't exactly sure. Like I said, I was so excited and everything.
Hey, I gotta go call her.
Nice going, Pyle. You got everything perfect.
Well, I was so excited. This is the first baby I ever reported on, and I didn't know what to do.
It's a boy, and he was 10 pounds. 10 pounds, born at 0600.
You sure it wasn't 600 pounds, born at 10 o'clock?
Hey, guess what? They're gonna name him after me. Henry.
Boy, that's starting out with a handicap.
Henry Wadsworth Steinkamp.
That poor kid.
Oh, would I love to see that kid. I'd give anything to go.
So what's stopping you?
Oh, I can't get away. The trip will take a whole week. I couldn't find anybody to take over for me.
Are you gonna go into that again? Come on, Hank. Anybody can handle your job.
I know. You told me that before.
Well, I mean it. You want to see the kid so bad? Take off. What can happen?
What can happen? In a week, the supply room would be a shambles. Nobody would be able to find a thing. Take off, he says.
I said it before, and I'll say it again. Any knucklehead can do your job. Now's as good a time as any to prove it.
I got a good mind to take you up on that.
Then why don't you?
For how much?
You name it.
Name it yourself.
A month's salary?
You're on.
Good.
You're a witness, Boyle. You heard the bet. I say by the time I get back, the place will be a mess.
And I say any knucklehead can handle his job perfectly.
Right. Now, let's see. How about that knucklehead who delivered the telegram?
Pyle?
Yeah, him.
That knucklehead?
You said any knucklehead could do it. What's the matter? You want to back out?
What? And miss the chance to show you up? No, it's a bet. You're on.
Good. So Pyle's my replacement. Okay, I'll go get my leave papers. An extra month's paid. I just about covered a trip. Thanks.
You want me to do what?
That's right. I've been watching you lately, and I think you're ready for more responsibility. That's why I picked you out for this job myself.
Well, that's real nice of you, Sergeant, but I don't know if I'm
Nothing
about
to it. A man comes in here and asks you for something, you give it to him.
Well, that don't sound too hard.
Well, it's easy. Look, we'll practice a little. Now, for instance, I come in here and I say, give me a pistol belt.
What'd I do?
You go and get a pistol belt.
Oh. Well, where are they?
They're on the pistol belt shelf.
Oh. Well, where's that?
Pyle, why are you making a big production out of a simple thing? A man comes in and asks for a pistol belt, you give it to him. Is that difficult? Now, I can't show you. You're going to be in charge. You're going to have to find it yourself. They're somewhere in there.
All right, Sergeant. Can you give me a hint?
No hints.
Am I getting warm?
Keep looking. You'll find him.
I got some nice buckets here. How about one of them instead?
A pistol belt.
Right, Sergeant.
Well, it'll take him a little while to know where everything is.
Yeah, sure, Vince.
You can't expect him to know everything in 5 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
He's got to work at it.
Yeah.
I'm dead, ain't I? A whole month's pay. What am I going to do?
Sergeant Carter?
What do you want, Hummel?
I've just completed the platoon S10 forms. They need your signature.
They aren't due till the end of the week. What's your hurry?
Well, I thought you might like to have them ready. Copies in the duty hut and the Y8s have been posted.
Good.
I always say, plan your work and work your plan.
I can't find them pistol belts nowhere.
If you're looking for pistol belts, they're on the second stack behind.
How'd you know that?
Well, I've had occasion to requisition items. Simple power of observation and retention.
Thanks, Lester.
Observation and retention. You had experience in supply, Hummel?
Some. It's a simple matter of cataloging and keeping a permanent inventory. I had a course in business administration back at school. Really helps.
Business administration. Are you going to be around long?
Well, at the company office, Sergeant.
I'll be over in 5 minutes.
They was right where he said they was. Smart feller, that Lester.
Isn't he, though? Pyle, come here a minute. When was the last time you had leave?
Well, let me see. I think it was back in about...
That long? I had no idea. Well, you're way overdue. And if you got a leave coming, you have to take it. It's good for you. You know, get away for a while.
What about the job here, Sergeant?
Well, I'll hate to lose you, but a tense Marine is a bad Marine. I'll have your orders typed up and you'll leave in the morning.
But, Sergeant, this job here, you said...
But don't worry about this job. I want you to leave.
But, Sergeant...
That's an order, Pyle. Hey, what a break. Did you get that, Hummel? He's had business administration. He's a natural.
Yeah, but how are you going to get Singer to go along with the switch?
Just leave that to me. All set to go?
Yeah, just going to pick up a couple of presents at the PX. Hey, where's our knucklehead? He's coming, ain't he?
Pyle? Oh, sure. He'll be on duty here, subject to military obligations, of course.
Huh?
Say, it's a nice day for your trip.
Sergeant, here are the leave papers for the platoon. You want to check them?
Oh, yes, thank you. Yes, sir, it's a perfect day for a trip.
It's 72 degrees right now, Sergeant. Scheduled to go to a high of 85.
Well, what's this? Private Pyle has gone on leave.
Who's on leave?
Pyle. You know, the knucklehead we picked. Well, then he's out. Like we said, subject to military obligations. Oh, that's too bad. He would have been the perfect goof to come in here and prove my point.
Hey, what did a slave
Well,
of
there's
his-
nothing to do but to try to think of another knucklehead.
Let's see this.
You're not going on leave, are you?
No,
Then you'll have to take over. What's your name again?
My name? Hummel, Sergeant.
Hummel? Sergeant Singer's gonna be away for a week, and you'll just have to try to fill in as best you can. Okay, Singer, we got our man.
All right, if he's the one, let's go. Let's get started. Come on, Hummel. These are the unfilled requisitions. These
Oh, I
here are...
understand. The M32s and the M19s for armory items. No problems. I presume the regular rules of survey apply to used items being replaced.
That's right. Who is he?
Who? Nobody, just somebody from the platoon. A Private Himmel.
No, Hummel.
Hummel. Come on, you better get started.
How come Pyle got leave?
Well, can I help it? Somebody gives him leave? Just my luck. The only guy left in the place is,
Hummel.
Hummel. Okay, you better take over.
Very good, Sergeant. There'll be no problem of any sort whatsoever. You know, I had that course in business administration.
I know. Get started. Get busy. Come on, Hank. You don't want to miss your plane.
That Hummel seems pretty sure of himself.
Well, he's not as big a knucklehead as Pyle. Oh, he would have been the perfect one to come in here and prove once and for all that...
Hey, Sergeant, I've been looking all over for you.
Hey, Pyle, aren't you supposed...
Get going, Pyle. You miss your bus.
I thought it all over, and I just can't leave with you depending on me. So if you want me to take that supply job, I'm just gonna do it.
Huh?
I know you're just trying to be nice, ordering me to go on leave, but I can't leave you in the lurch, so I'll do it. Well, that's all I wanted to tell you. I'll see you later.
That's what we call dirty pool, Vince. Shame. You started to worry. Maybe it takes a guy with half a brain, so you switch guys on me. What's this, Hummel, a college boy?
Well, can I help
You know
it?
what? You want Hummel in there, put Hummel in there. I don't care if you go in there, work yourself. Because, like you said, any knucklehead can do it.
And I still say it. And you want to know something? I'm going to put Pyle in there to prove it once and for all. Yeah, any knucklehead can do it. I say it again. Right, Pyle it is. Yeah.
Good.
Can't keep him out there all day. What are you doing anyway?
What am I gonna do, Sergeant? I was just trying to neaten up a little bit.
Well, you've been in here 6 days. Is this the best you can do?
Just looky here, Sergeant. I had no idea when I started this job it'd be so complicated. There's all these itsy-bitsy items. There must be hundreds and hundreds and thousands, and I don't know where...
Well, Pyle, get a hold of yourself. Now, look, Pyle, you're an intelligent man. You really are. There's nothing about this little job you can't handle. Well, gosh, it's just like playing store now, isn't it? And that's not hard, is it? Then see if you can get this mess straightened out before Sergeant Singer comes back tomorrow, okay?
I just wish he'd back today. There's all these itsy-bitsy items. There must be hundreds and hundreds and thousands and thousands.
the job.
But, Sergeant...
That's an order.
Sergeant,
Pyle? You here, Pyle?
Be right with you.
List of stuff being delivered here in the morning.
More stuff?
Hey, did you happen to run across those uniforms yet?
Tell you the truth, I can't hardly find nothing around here. Sure good thing Sergeant Singer's coming back tomorrow.
It may be good for you, but not for Carter.
Why's that?
Because your dear old sergeant is about to get clobbered, but good.
What do you mean?
Look, Pyle, for the last 10 years, Carter's been riding Singer, telling him what a soft touch this supply job is here and that anybody could handle it. Well, Singer finally took him up on it, and that's why you're here. Now, you can see what happened.
Shazam! I had no idea.
Carter's not only going to lose the month's pay, you bet, but Singer's going to ride him about this from now on.
He counted on me, and I let him down.
You sure did, buddy boy.
If Sergeant Carter depended on me, then I just got to deliver for him.
Yeah, how?
Well, I got all night to straighten things. Could fix the place up, couldn't I?
Maybe. They fixed Berlin.
Well, what do you say, huh? Come on, Hank. This is just the first time. Have a heart, huh? Give me 3 out of 5, huh? 3 out of 5.
Hey, that bad, huh? Oh, now, ain't that awful?
I can't believe it. Well, I'll be.
Sergeant Singer, welcome back. Place looks pretty good, don't it? Of course, it ain't the same as it was. I moved some of the stuff around so as I could find it easier. Put in my own system.
Your own system?
You made up a system?
Uh-huh. I divided the whole room into 3 parts. Animal, vegetable, mineral. Now, that part back there in the back, leather stuff like that, that's animal. Then the stuff that's made out of cotton and wood and the like, that's vegetable. Then all the rest is mineral, all the metal things.
And all you gotta do is play animal, vegetable, or mineral?
It won't work.
Blanket, poncho, and a bayonet.
Right. Blanket, animal, poncho, vegetable, bayonet, mineral.
It won't work, huh? That's beautiful, beautiful. I knew you'd do it, Pyle. Good boy. You satisfied now, Sergeant Singer? Huh? Animal, vegetable, or mineral?
Hey, come on, let's get the game started. It's been a long time. What's this?
Our bet, that's the check I owe you.
Well, you don't have to pay me now. The day ain't over yet. You got until midnight. The deal of cards, boy. Boy, Hank, I've been waiting 10 years to prove this point.
Hey, how did everything go at home, man?
Oh, fine, fine.
Hey, baby, okay?
Yeah. You want to know something? That trip was a blessing in disguise.
Huh?
I mean, I found out something, you know, it's good to know. I don't have to feel like I'm walking out on a job. I can start thinking about retirement.
What are you talking about?
My daughter has a spare room over the garage. I could be a big help to them. Help them on babysitting, things like that.
How can you go from being a Marine one day to a babysitter the next?
Why not?
You mean you'd really quit the Marines?
Oh, yeah. And you know, I have to thank for it you, Vince. Oh, no kidding. You did me a great favor.
You never said anything before about quitting.
Yeah. What kind of talk is this?
Oh, why not? It makes sense.
But you got a job to do here.
Oh, you guys can find another man for the card game?
Good evening, sergeants. Just came by to pass out them basketball uniforms to the fellers. No need for you to get up. It'll all run smooth as silk. No need for you at all.
Yeah, get out of here.
It'll all run smooth as silk.
Go on, get out.
Chilly, Hank.
You guys mind if we don't play tonight? I'm kind of beat.
Yeah, sure. Sure, anything you say.
Come on.
Sergeant, are sneakers made out of cotton? Does that make them vegetable? Or them leather patches on the sides, that make them animal? I know they ain't mineral, but I've looked all over. Or basketball's plastic or leather? I can't seem to remember. I'm doing the best I can. What am I gonna do?
Hold it, take it easy. Don't do anything. Just don't do anything. All right, pipe down. All you guys beat it. We gotta restow our gear here. You can dry your uniforms first thing in the morning. Out.
I don't know what happened, Sergeant.
All right, let's get things squared away in here. Carter, Boyle, lend a hand, will you?
Huh? Oh, sure.
All right, Boyle, you start back there. Everything out on the counter.
Wait a minute. Why bother, Hank, if you're leaving the Marines?
Leaving? How am I gonna leave? Are you kidding? I'm stuck here. Where am I gonna find somebody to take over for me? Where? Come on the counter. On the ball, get this place straightened out.
Golly, Sergeant, hardly know what to say. I sure am sorry I let you down.
Yeah.
System just didn't work. It's all my fault. Now life around here's just gonna be miserable for you.
Yeah.
I know what you're thinking, so just go ahead and say it.
Pyle.
Yes, sir?
Have a cigar. Wait a minute, I've got your guy.
You see, Pyle, you gotta go by the book. These jury-rigged systems never work. It takes experience.
Hey, Hank. U.S. government check. My whole month's salary endorsed to you.
Nah, it was a silly bet. We never should have made it. Keep the check.
Never. You won it fair and square. It's yours.
No, the bet's off. You take it.
What do you think I am, a Welcher? I'd throw it away before I'd take it. Here, Pyle, you tear it up and throw it in the trash. Now, will you take it?
Not me. Well, I gotta go check the warehouse. Oh, look, why don't we forget the whole thing? I'll keep my check. You keep yours. I'll take it out of you at the card game.
You feel that way about it, okay. Now, give me the check, Pyle. The check!
Well, I don't have it, Sergeant.
What's the matter with you? I just gave it to you.
But you just told me to tear it up and throw it in the...
The trash? You threw my salary check in the trash? Well, why do you have to listen to everything I say? What's with you? Can't you get anything you like?
Sergeant?
Well, come on, help me look for it.
You like what you see in that mirror, huh, Sarge?
I do indeed. Mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the sharpest of them all?
Hey, Sarge, all right if I come in?
There's not much point in asking after you're in, Pyle. What do you want?
I just come by to pick up my pies.
Your pass? You have the nerve to stand there and ask me for a pass after the week you put in? Think, Pyle, think. Was there any day this week you didn't foul up? Well, was there?
Wednesday wasn't too bad.
Wasn't that the day you drove a Jeep into 4 feet of water? And that was your good day.
They got it out.
Pyle, do you know how much it costs to rent one of them hoists? And you have the nerve to ask me for a pass after a week like that?
No, but I sure would like one. They got something special in town. It's a flower show, and I'm just dying to see it.
A flower show?
Uh-huh. They got a particular nasturtium that I sure would like to see.
You're kidding, right, Pyle?
No, Sergeant. I sure would appreciate it if you let me go on pie so I could see that particular nasturtium.
Pyle.
Did you ever see a nasturtium that was proper grown? Oh, it's a sight. You see, Sergeant, nasturtiums is natural climbers, and if you let them, they'll just grow right on.
All right, Pyle, all right. Anybody with a reason that good deserves it. Here. There's your pass.
Thank you, Sergeant. I sure do appreciate it. You look like you're getting ready to go out, too.
Yeah, there's a particular nasturtium I'm just dying to see, too.
Ooh, Tail, are you going to flower show, too? Well, maybe we can...
No, Pyle, I ain't going to a flower show.
Well, even if you're not, fact is, anytime at your convenience, maybe we could get together later on for a ice cream soda or something. Maybe. That is if you'd like.
You're kidding, Pyle. Me have a soda with you? Me and you? Pyle, even if your work was perfect, mind you and me would never be going out together, never.
Well, we have before, twice to be exact.
Those were accidents of fate, Pyle, accidents of fate. I would never, in my right mind, plan an evening with you unless it was an accident of fate.
Well, I just thought I'd asked.
You did not think, Pyle, or you wouldn't have asked. A private going out with a sergeant? You must be out of your skull, Pyle. Besides, if I did go out with a private, it would never be with a lame-brained, lunk-headed goofball like you. Now take your pass and get out of here before I change my mind.
Right, Sergeant, and thank you.
How about that?
Pushy, isn't he?
Very pushy.
You want anything else, Private?
No, thank you, ma'am. Hey, you want to smell something pretty?
Nice. Where'd you get them?
At the flower show.
They're beautiful.
Hey, if you're going, I think I ought to warn you about something, though.
Yeah?
The nasturtiums is a big disappointment.
They are?
I mean, they're all right, but don't expect too much.
Oh, I won't. I never do from nasturtiums.
They're gone here. They're gone.
Hey, what happened?
I seen the whole thing. Happen. Golly, the way some people drive.
It's a main street, pal, not the San Diego freeway. What are you doing, drag racing?
Look, Buster, nobody asked you to stop on a dime.
I knew they was gonna hit. I just knew it. I was sitting here looking out the window just like I am now. Shazam!
What happened? Somebody give you a new set of brakes for Christmas?
I slow down and make a left-hand turn.
What I look like, a mind reader? Next time, try signaling. Let everybody in on it.
Why don't you wake up? I did signal.
You did not.
I did, too.
Yeah.
That's my sergeant. That's Sergeant Carter. He's my sergeant. Can I have my check, please, ma'am?
Oh, sure.
I want to go out there and see if I can help.
Okay. Bacon, lettuce, and tomato sandwich. Let's see, that's, ain't that something? That's the one price I always forget. Will you wait a second? I'll check the menu.
I was not speeding. Just ask the girl with me.
Why ask her? How bright can she be if she's out with you?
Give me your license. That is, if they ever gave you one.
I'll take yours, too, wise guy.
Hey, Vince!
What are you doing?
I'm hungry. Bacon, lettuce, and tomato sandwich is 65 cents, and an ice cream soda is 30. Now, is that all?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. 5 and 0 is 5. Carry the nothing. 6 and 2 is 8. Oh, darn. I do that every time. Vance! Hey, Vance!
Can't you see I'm doing something?
I'm hungry.
Hungry? Did you see what this guy did to me?
I didn't see nothing. I had my eyes closed. All I could see was a big, juicy steak. Now, when are we gonna eat?
Here, loudmouth. I'll see you in court. Oh, for your sake, you saved your money.
Don't worry, I'll be there. Take my advice. Don't drive to court or you'll never get there.
Now are we gonna eat?
Eat. That's all you think about is eat.
Okay, Vince, now don't you
Hey, what happened to the other feller?
Nothing compared to what's gonna happen to him.
Well, where'd he go?
He's smart. He went to look for a good lawyer.
That's a shame. I was sitting right over there in that window, and I seen the whole thing happen. I even said, hey, they're gonna hit, and then crash.
Hey, wait a minute. You saw it happen?
I was sitting right over there in that window, and I said, hey, they're gonna hit.
You mean you saw the way he hit me right in the back?
Seen the whole thing. I said, hey, they're gonna...
I mean, me just minding my own business, waiting to make a left-hand turn. You saw that?
Seen the whole thing. I said, hey...
Now, what's your name?
Gomer Pyle. See, the fella in the accident with
Gomer, how'd you like to be a witness in court?
Me? A witness in court? Golly.
Well, you're the only eyewitness we have.
An eyewitness? Well, that sure sounds exciting.
You'll be a wonderful witness.
Well, thank you.
Fred Cummins.
I'm pleased to know you, Fred. Like I say, and that other fella...
Now, just let me get your name and address. You'll be hearing from my lawyer in the next day or two. And, Gomer, just make sure you don't discuss any of this before the trial. Yes, sir, you'll be a great witness.
Seen the whole thing.
Okay, go ahead, buddy. See how far you get. Yeah? Well, we'll see about that. That miserable creep, that no good.
What's up, Sarge?
I just got a call. That guy's suing me.
Suing you? What for?
That accident I had. How do you like that guy? He's suing me.
So? You got insurance, haven't you?
Sure. But it's the principle of the thing. Why should my insurance company have to pay for that?
Well, was the accident your fault? I mean, how did it happen?
That creep stopped right in front of me, so I smacked into him.
Well, did he signal he was going to stop?
Huh?
Did he?
I don't remember.
Well, if he didn't signal, then you're okay.
All right. I don't remember. I don't think he did.
Well, were there any witnesses?
No, those things happen so fast nobody ever really sees them.
Well, then, what are you worried about? There was no eyewitness. It's just your word against his. The word of a stalwart, upstanding, 20-year Marine who fought for his country against the word of a civilian.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, maybe I ought to sue him, huh? Hey, that's one good thing. No witnesses, huh?
Hey, Sergeant.
What do you want, Pyle?
I just come by to tell you something. Guess what? I'm going to have to appear in court.
Court? What have you done now?
Well, it's about that accident you had yesterday. I hadn't seen you, so I hadn't had a chance to tell you. But I seen the whole thing, that accident you had.
Huh? You saw it?
That's right. I was sitting there staring out the window at the coffee shop when all of a sudden, crash! I seen the whole thing.
Yeah?
I come out there as fast as I could, but you'd already gone, so I stood around and talked to Fred for a few minutes.
Fred?
You know, Fred Cummins, the fella whose car got all smashed up. I stayed with him till the tow truck come.
Tow truck? His car wasn't right that bad.
Oh, he wasn't so worried about his car. He was afraid to drive with his back hurting like it was. Well, I'll see you later.
Look, Pyle, it wasn't my fault. You saw the whole thing. It was his fault, right?
Well, maybe I said too much already. I was told not to discuss the case till the trial comes up. Well, I better get back.
So there was a witness, Sarge. Too bad it had to be that one.
Huh? What do you mean?
Well, remember when Pyle was in here yesterday and suggested you go out for a soda together? Remember how you told him off? Remember those things you called him?
I remember. What are you getting at?
Just this. Pyle would be an idiot not to spring at the chance to get back at you. I mean, he wouldn't be human if he didn't take advantage of his setup like this.
Well, anyone else, yeah. But Pyle? We've been together since boot camp.
Sure, Vince.
I'm the only sergeant he's ever had. He's loyal to me. I'm dead, ain't I?
Like I say, it's a golden opportunity for the private. He just won't be the friendliest witness you might have.
That's great. Oh, that's just great. Well, what am I supposed to do now?
Well, it might help if Pyle just wasn't around.
I need you to tell me that?
It's too bad Pyle doesn't have a furlough coming up or something.
I was looking over the furlough list, and I couldn't believe my eyes. I don't know how I missed it. You've been in the Marines for over a year, and you've had only one furlough. You're entitled to another.
Really, Sergeant? Are you sure?
I'm positive, and I'm going to see that you get it immediately. A 2-week furlough.
2 weeks? Shazam! Well, I can't thank you enough, Sergeant.
Oh, well, you don't have to thank me, Pyle. You have it coming.
Well, thank you anyhow. Thanks a million. I'm going to write home right now and tell them I'm coming. What a surprise.
When you came in here, I'll bet you didn't expect anything like this, huh?
Well, I sure didn't.
Sergeant Carter?
Yeah, that's me.
I got a summons for you, Sergeant.
Huh?
Some accident you had. You're being sued. Now, can you tell me where I can find PFC Gomer Pyle?
I'm Gomer Pyle.
Got one for you, too, Private. I understand you're the only witness. Thank you, gentlemen.
Oh, heck. What a shame, Sergeant. Now I won't be able to go on that furlough. I sure am glad you two invited me for dinner. There ain't nothing better than good food and good conversation. Just think, here we are socializing together, you and me. I didn't think that's possible after what you said. You know about us getting together only through accident of fate. Is this an accident of fate, Sergeant?
Huh? Oh, no. When I said a sergeant doesn't socialize with a private, it was, because of time. Yeah, that's it, time. You see, time is the greatest enemy of mankind. All of us have so much to do and so little time to do it. Why, I'd love to get to know all the men in the platoon, but I just don't have the time. So I have to narrow it down to the 1 or 2 men I like the best.
Golly.
Now, have you had enough to eat? Would you like anything else?
No, thank you, Sergeant. I think I've eaten plenty.
Well, there's plenty more if you want it, ain't there, Bunny?
Of course, there's plenty of food left in the house. 2 cans of tuna and a bottle of ketchup.
I don't think I could eat another bite. I'm just as contented as I can be.
Then why don't you sit down on the sofa and relax while Bunny and me do the dishes?
Gee, can't I help you do the dishes? There seems to be a big load of them.
Sure.
We wouldn't hear of it. We don't mind doing the dishes, do we, Bun?
Of course not. I like washing dishes.
Well, why don't you just take your coffee over the sofa, Pyle?
Thank you, Sergeant.
I'll be back in a minute.
You're kidding.
Look, Bunny.
It's all a big joke, right?
He'll hear you.
How can he? He's stuffed to his ears with food.
You know why I'm doing this. If he's a hostile witness against me in court tomorrow, I'll be ruined. So all I'm trying to do is to make sure he's not a hostile witness, that's all.
You should have gone out and hired a good lawyer like I told you.
Good lawyers cost money. I don't need a lawyer as long as Pyle ain't a hostile witness. So please, Bunny, be a sport. Be nice to him, just for tonight.
Well, why do I have to be nice to him?
We can do the dishes later. Now, come on, let's keep him entertained. I gotta make sure he ain't hostile.
You know who's hostile? I'm hostile.
Bunny, please!
You sure got some swell records here. I mean, good records for dancing.
Pyle's one of the best dancers on the base, Bunny.
How about that?
Oh, he's terrific. Go ahead, dance with him. See for yourself.
Well,
Go ahead. I love to watch good dancers.
Well, yeah, it's okay with me, but well, I'm sure Gomer's too tired.
For dancing? I ain't never too tired for dancing. Well, that was sure fun. That's the first time I ever danced a whole long playing record without stopping. You're a good dancer, Miss Bunny. Did you know that?
You having a good time, Pyle?
Am I? I hadn't had so much fun in a long, long time.
Good, good.
And you know the best part?
What?
Being out with such good friends.
That is the most important thing in life, Pyle, friends.
I believe that, Sergeant. I really do.
No matter where you are or what you're doing, it doesn't mean a thing if you don't have a friend.
So true, so true.
You can be the richest man in the whole world. What good is it if you don't have a friend?
Amen, Sergeant. Amen and double amen.
And when times are good, you should always share them with a friend. Isn't that right, Pyle?
Right, Sergeant. And when times is bad, who else can you depend on except a friend?
You know something, Pyle? You and me think alike.
Yes, we do.
And we're friends, aren't we, Pyle?
You're not only my friend, Sergeant, you're my best friend.
Oh, that's really important to me, Pyle. Because when a man's on trial, he needs a friend. I guess I'm just lucky that the only witness to that accident happens to be my friend.
Right, Sergeant. And ain't it a shame that the court's the only place where a friendship don't count? In court, whether you're a friend or an enemy, you got to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
A whole evening. I spent an entire evening with him. I gave him dinner. I let him dance with my girl. Nothing. He's not gonna be a friendly witness.
You sure, huh?
Well, it's like you said. He wouldn't be human if he didn't take advantage of this. I have been leaning on him for over a year. Now comes a golden opportunity for him. Oh, I can see it coming.
Sarge, will you sign these papers, please?
Do you have to bother me with that stuff now? I go on trial in an hour, remember? What are you bugging me with that for?
I'm sorry, Sarge, but these are the day's duty rosters, and they need your signature.
Yeah. Boyle, this entire roster has to be retyped.
What's wrong with it?
Plenty. There's a name missing. Pyle. Private First Class Gomer Pyle.
What are you talking about, Sarge? He's got to be at your trial. Why, if his name were on that duty roster...
Retype it, Boyle. And this time, do it right.
Cummins versus Carter.
Your Honor, on behalf of my client, I'd like to request the court's indulgence.
Are you telling me that your witness still hasn't shown up?
Your Honor, you've been very patient, but I'm sure we won't have to wait much longer.
We'd better not.
Hey, everybody. Sorry I'm late. Hey, Sergeant, I didn't miss nothing, did I? You know why I'm late? You put my name on the duty roster by mistake. You forgot all about me being an eyewitness. So when I explained it to the officer today, he let me go.
Will you approach the bench, please?
Who, me?
Both of you. You were a witness to this accident?
Yes, Your Honor. The eyewitness, the only one.
Sergeant, is it true that you assigned this man to duty knowing that he was due here in this court?
I think it was just a mistake, Your Honor. Sergeant Carter's been real good to me, especially lately.
Especially lately?
Uh-huh. A couple of days ago, he tried to get me to go on a 2-week furlough. And just last night, he took me to dinner with his girlfriend. That's her over there. Hey, Bunny. She's a real good dancer.
Counselor, in view of this information, do you still want to call this witness?
Oh, that won't make any difference, Your Honor. I know that a witness has to be 100% fair.
Well, in spite of the irregularity, Your Honor, my client has no objection.
Oh, very well. You can sit down, Sergeant. Bailiff, swear on the witness.
Raise your right hand. You swear to tell the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth?
I certainly do.
And now will you tell the court your name, please?
Private First Class Gomer Pyle, United States Marine Corps, serial number 420-50227. If I'm going too fast, just let me know.
Now, Private, on the afternoon of October 15th of this year, did you witness an automobile accident?
I sure did.
Now, will you tell us exactly what did you see?
Well, I was sitting in this coffee shop right by the window, and I was staring out just watching the people go by, when all of a sudden I seen these two cars coming down the road. All of a sudden, the car in front stopped to make a left-hand turn, and the car in back just kept coming. I could see that they was going to hit. I even said to myself, they're going to hit. They're going to hit.
And the car in back, the one driven by the defendant, Sergeant Carter, crashed into the car in front.
Yes, sir. That's what happened, all right.
Well, Your Honor, there seems no doubt that this is a case of blatant negligence on the part of the defendant, Sergeant Carter.
Well, there's a little more to the story than that. Don't you want to hear it all? Sergeant Carter didn't hardly slow down.
Oh, yes, yes. Do go on, Private.
But that's probably because he didn't have time to. You see, the other driver, Mr. Cummings, he stopped real short and he didn't give a signal. Sergeant Carter's got real good eyesight and he would have seen that signal all right. I think the trouble was he was paying too much attention to Miss Bunny. Miss Bunny's a real pretty girl, and I can understand why he likes to look at her. But I can't understand why Mr. Cummings would be driving when his brake lights don't work. That causes a lot of accidents, Mr. Cummings. And so does speeding, and I think Sergeant Carter was speeding a little. But I don't understand why Mr. Cummings was making a left-hand turn from a right-hand lane. But if Sergeant Carter had been looking, he would have seen what was going to happen.
All right, I've heard enough. Sergeant Carter, Mr. Cummins, come up here. Now, from the testimony of this witness, it is all too apparent that both of you are at fault. And not only that, but as drivers, you are a menace to public safety. Now, if I hear that either one of you commits another infraction, even if it's only overtime parking, I personally will see that you lose your driver's license. Case dismissed.
Hey, Sergeant, I'm sorry I had to say all them things about you, but I swore to tell the truth.
Yeah, pal, yeah.
Everything turned out all right, though. I mean, with the case being dismissed and all.
Yeah, sure.
Why don't we celebrate tonight? What you say we go over to your house, Miss Bunny, and dance and dance and dance? I sure do appreciate the lift, Sergeant.
Yeah. Boy, the way they're parked, they ought to have their heads examined. They got me jammed in here like a sardine.
Well, speaking of sardines, where are we going to eat?
I sure do have you sandwiched in here all right, Sergeant.
Speaking of sandwiches, I...
No!
I think you got just enough room to make it, Sergeant.
I know, Pyle. I can see.
Hey, look out, you're gonna... Shazam! Another accident. But don't you worry, Sergeant. I seen the whole thing, and I'll be your eyewitness. Sergeant? Sergeant? It's just me, Sergeant.
That's my big problem in life, Pyle. It's always you.
Just came by to pick up my pies for tonight, but if you're busy, I'll be glad to come back later.
No, forget it, Pyle. I got your pass right here. Just remember to knock next time, will you? Instead of barging in here, understand?
Right, Sergeant, and I'm sorry. What was that?
Huh? What's what?
Sounded like a dog. There it is again. Sounds like it's coming from over here.
Hey, you're getting kind of nosy, ain't you?
But I thought I heard a dog. You've done it, Sergeant. You got yourself a dog. It is a dog, isn't it?
Yeah. Come on, you might as well have a look.
Ooh. Shazam.
A little birthday present from me to Bunny. Cute, huh?
Golly, I'll say, Sergeant, where'd you get him?
Corporal Walnick over in C Company. His mud had a whole litter of them, and since I didn't know what to get for Bunny...
She'll just love him. She'll just love him. Look at that little feller, and look at that cute little face.
Yeah, the perfect birthday present. And cheap, too. Didn't cost me a nickel. Well, now you had a good look, okay? So if you don't mind, Pyle.
I can just see Miss Bunny's face when she sees him.
Right. If I could ever get out of here, Pyle.
Right, Sergeant. I'm going now. And, Sergeant?
Yeah?
I'll bet you're the most thoughtful sergeant on this base. But that's you, always thinking about the other person.
I'll buy that.
Oh, yes. Oh,
You're just the cutest, the absolutely most adorable little thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, he is, ain't he?
Tipper, how's that sound?
Huh?
Well, he's got to have a name. And look, Vince, he's got a little black spot right on the tip of his tail.
Tipper, huh? Yeah, I guess that's as good as any.
Oh, Vince, I gotta tell you, this is the nicest present I ever got, ever. Who would ever think of giving a puppy for a present?
Yeah, well, I figured you could always use a little companionship when I'm not around, that is.
You sure figured right. Oh, Vince, I just don't know how to thank you enough.
Don't worry, you'll think of something. Come on, let's go.
Go?
Well, sure, that's what I'm here for, ain't it? Take you out on the town?
Oh, Vince, we can't go off and leave little Tipper all alone.
Huh?
Leave a little puppy in a strange apartment on his first day here? Oh, Vince, you wouldn't want me to do that. Well, he's just like a little baby.
Oh, you want to stay home, huh?
We have to.
Well, yeah, okay. We'll stay home. Sure, I can whip up a couple of eyeballs. You can put on one of them ham and sweet potato frozen dinners.
Exactly.
And then who knows, it may be a nice romantic movie on television. What could be cozier? Huh, baby doll?
Oh, is that cute? Oh, look, Vince, he doesn't like you to do that.
Huh?
Go on, try it again. That's the cutest thing. You are the most adorable little thing.
Yeah, adorable.
And to think he was all your idea. My little sweetie, yes.
Oh, come on, Bunny. We stayed home last night and the night before that. And all your time is taken up with that dog. Honestly, I'm beginning to think I made a mistake ever bringing that mud over to you. Oh, no. I didn't mean it that way. No, of course I'd never take him back. I crossed my heart. Okay, we'll stay home tonight. Huh? I don't care. Whatever you want to defrost. Well, chalk up another big night of pouring milk and spreading newspapers.
Up again, huh?
4 nights in a row. 4 nights. I can't get her out of that apartment.
Doesn't sound so bad to me, Vince. The two of you home all alone with time on your hands.
Not the 2 of us, the 3 of us. Remember, and baby makes 3?
Vince, you want to get out so bad. Maybe that's your answer.
Huh?
I mean, what do people do who have kids and want to get out? They get a babysitter.
So who's got a baby?
Well, you do. You said so yourself. You need a dog sitter.
I know about babysitters, but dog sitters?
Oh, yeah, they got them.
Oh, come on, Chuck. Where am I going to find an idiot silly enough to sit up all night with a dog?
Hey, Sergeant.
I think I know. Correct that. I know.
Excuse me, Sergeant. I just wanted to report that I finished that painting detail. It looks just like...
Fine. Look, Pyle, I was wondering if you have anything special on for tonight.
Gosh, don't know.
Well, to tell you the truth, Pyle, I was wondering if you'd like to drop by and kind of keep an eye on Bunny's new puppy tonight so as we can get away.
Golly, Sergeant. You really mean that? I'd be glad to.
Oh, good. That's good, Pyle. And I want to tell you you'll be doing me a big favor.
Oh, no, Sergeant. It's you that's doing me the favor. There's nothing in the world I like better than a little puppy. Of course, that's not counting you, Sergeant. I was just referring to animals. Golly, Sergeant, I can't tell you how I've been looking forward to this evening.
You and me both, Pyle. You and me both. Hiya, baby doll. I got a little surprise for you.
Hey, Miss Bunny.
Well, I wasn't expecting you.
Guess what? He's going to be a puppy sitter.
Puppy sitter?
Don't you get it? So's you and I can get out and have a little fun.
Sure, Miss Bunny, you really ought to get out, especially after having been cooped up like you have.
Well, gee, fellas, I don't know.
What don't you know? Believe me, Pyle will take better care of Tipper than you will. And he's had lots of pets in his life, right, Pyle?
Yes, ma'am. I've had dogs and cats and birds and even a pig. Do you want to hear about the pig?
No. What do you say, Bunny?
Well, I could stand a night out at that. Well, you sure you know what to do?
Oh, yes, ma'am. It's just a matter of common sense.
Sure. Come on, let's go.
Okay, Vince. Oh, I guess I better bring Tipper out so we can get used to you before we leave.
Good idea. Oh, thanks again, Pyle.
It's okay, Sergeant. I'm going to have every bit as much fun as you are.
You want to bet? Well, here we are out among the human race again. Admit it, it's nice, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, especially when you consider I got you all to myself for a change. Just the two of us. Which reminds me, I didn't tell you about the full itinerary for tonight. Now, here's what I got in mind. First, a nice energy building blue plate special.
Excuse me. You Bunny Olson? Yes, I am. Oh, well, you got a phone call. He said you'd be sitting with the sergeant. You can take it right over there.
Thanks. Wonder who'd be calling me.
I don't know.
You don't think something's happened to Tipper? Oh!
Hello?
Hey, Miss Bunny.
Gomer, what's wrong?
Oh, nothing, ma'am. Everything's just fine. It's just that I hate to bother you with something so unimportant.
What does he want?
Shh. Oh, no, Gomer. It's no bother at all.
Well, I see that you got Tipper's bed under the sink. And I was just wondering, it's awful damp under there, especially for a little puppy.
Gee, I never thought of that.
But you know what? Right next to the broom closet, that's real dry, and he wouldn't get no draft from the window neither.
You're absolutely right, Gomer. I never thought of that. Next to the broom closet sounds much better.
Oh.
That's all I wanted. Thank you. I sure hope it wasn't no inconvenience calling you like this.
Well, it's okay, Gomer. I'm glad you did.
Well, you two go on and have a good time. Me and Tipper's getting along just fine and dandy.
Glad to hear it. Okay, Gomer. We'll see you a little later, huh? What? Oh, okay, I sure will. Bye-bye. Gomer said to say hey.
I'm touched. I'm really touched. Knucklehead. Wow, was that a dinner? Now, about that itinerary. Here's what I thought we'd do from here. First, maybe we'll stop at Jamaica Joe's for a couple of cha-chas, to work off the dinner.
Sounds good.
Then, what do you say we take a nice, long drive out along the ocean? And maybe we can...
Miss Olson? You wanted on the phone again?
You're kidding.
It must be Gomer again. Oh.
Only this time let me talk to him, huh? I want a few words with him.
Vince, it could be important.
Sure. Which part of the newspaper does the mutt like best? The sports section or the financial page?
Never mind.
Hello?
Hey, Miss Bunny. Me again. No, nothing to be alarmed about.
You back so soon?
Is he asleep? Did you get him down all right?
Everything's fine. I got him down about an hour ago.
Oh, okay, Pyle, thanks again. You can get lost now, you know what I mean? There's still some of the evening left.
Good night, Tipper.
What's the matter, sweetie?
Golly, I must have disturbed him.
Don't worry about it, Pyle. I can take care of him myself. You just get going.
Oh, better let me, Vince. Oh, what's the matter, sweetie?
If I may, Miss Bunny, all these faces all of a sudden is quite a shock. Come on, Tipper. Everything's gonna be all right. You just settle down.
Well, will you look at that, Vince? Gomer's the only one who can keep him quiet.
Yeah, a regular Pied Piper.
Well, I really do have to go.
Wait a minute, Gomer. You don't really have to go, do you? Tipper doesn't want you to.
Well, I really would like to stay, but I guess I better go.
Vince, you make him stay. You're his boss. You're the sergeant.
Well, sure, but if he says he's got to go,
I didn't say I had to go. You was the one.
Okay.
You hear that, Tipper? How about that? I'm gonna stay. I'm not going after all.
Oh, good. Now we can watch the late movie and keep Tipper happy at the same time.
Oh, come on, Walnick. It just didn't work out, that's all. My girlfriend has a job, and she just doesn't have time to take care of... I know I should have thought of that first. So why can't you take the puppy back, huh? Oh, you still got 2 of them left. Hey, what if I give you $5? What do you mean, no soap? Thanks a lot. This is ridiculous. This whole thing is ridiculous. Dumb, stupid, and ridiculous.
It's really getting to you, isn't it?
I'm telling you, that pup has put some cramp in my style.
Things that bad, huh?
And it's not getting any better. You know what I got to look forward to for the next few months? Dog watching. And all I'm going to have to show for it is a stack of frozen dinner trays a mile high.
Doesn't sound so bad to me. Think of all the dough you're saving on restaurants.
Who cares? I'm tired of eating in. Besides, who do you think gets all that attention? Not me, that's for sure.
But just remember, Vince, it was your idea in the first place.
Yeah. He's still got 2 pups. So who cares if he's got 3? That Walnick. What am I groaning about? Who says Bunny has to know that Walnick won't take him back?
Well, what do you mean?
Hey, Sergeant, look what I got for you to take to Tipper. Best way in the world to make friends with a dog. A rubber mouse, and it's good for his teeth, too. He can go on and...
Thanks, Pyle, but I'm afraid you're a little too late. I was just telling the bad news to Boyle here.
What's wrong? What bad news?
I just talked to Corporal Walnick. Tipper's mother's having a real bad time of it. Won't eat, won't sleep, won't bark, nothing.
That's a shame, Sergeant.
Yeah, a case of a broken-hearted mother, if ever I heard of one. So what can I do? I had to tell Walnick I'd send the pup back.
But, Sergeant, you couldn't.
I hated to, but I have to, Pyle.
Terrible, terrible, terrible. I can imagine how you feel, Sergeant, knowing what Tipper means to Miss Bunny and all.
Like a rat. A real rat.
But you're doing the right thing. I guess there's nothing else you can do under the circumstances. Would you tuck this in Tipper's basket? It's kind of a going-away gift.
Sure thing, Pyle. And thanks. Huh? He went for it, hook, line, and sinker.
You're a genius, Vince.
Sure, and Bunny will go for the same bit. No muss, no fuss.
Just one little question, Vince. What about the puppy?
What about the puppy?
Well, where does he go? If Walnick won't take him back, what's the plan?
Well, take him to a pet shop. That way, number 1, he'll have lots of company during the day, and number 2, sooner or later, some nice guy's gonna come in and take him home to some lucky kid. Oh, come on, Chuck. Would I do anything that wasn't on the up and up? You know me.
Yeah, that's why I asked.
I just wish you hadn't given him to me in the first place. I knew I had to give him back.
Oh, come on, Bunny. It's just one of those things that could happen to anybody and his mother.
I can't help it. I'm so used to the little thing. waiting for me when I get home from work?
Well, I guess I better take off, huh? Before we both fall apart? I mean, for all our sakes?
I guess you're right. No use crying over spilled milk. Oh, I'm sorry, Tipper, sweetie, but it's for your own good, honest. And who knows, maybe I'll even come and visit you now and then.
Yeah, sure you will. Look, Bunny, while I'm gone, why don't you get yourself all dolled up for a night on the town? You know, take your mind off things.
Okay, Vince. Whatever you say.
Yeah. Well, no use keeping your old lady waiting, huh, old sport?
Surprise, surprise, surprise. I got it all solved, Miss Bunny. I got it all solved.
You got what all solved? What are you doing with that horse?
It's not a horse, Sergeant. This is Cleopatra.
Who?
Cleopatra, Tipper's mama. I arranged with Corporal Wolnick to bring her over here twice a week so she can visit with Tipper.
You what?
See, Sergeant, now Tipper don't have to go back. He don't have to go back at all.
Gomer, you doll! Oh, you absolute doll!
Well, I knew I had to do something knowing how you and Sergeant Carter felt about Tipper. Ain't that right, Sergeant?
Did you hear that, Tipper? You're not going back after all. You're going to stay right here. You too, Gomer. You're going to stay for dinner so Tipper and his mama can spend as much time as they want together.
Bless his heart.
Not only do I have a puppy, now I got a puppy's mother, and Papa puppy. I got a whole family.
Well, at least you have one consolation. He'll grow out of it, and then he won't need all that attention.
Sure. Then he'll be a bigger nuisance. I'll have to walk him around the block. I'll have to take him for his shots. I'll probably even have to fix him up with dates the way things are going now. No, I got to do something now before Bunny really gets too attached to him.
Well, what?
Well, you know, I've been thinking.
I know. I can see the perspiration.
I mean, what if we drop by Bunny's apartment? You know, while she's at work? I know where she leaves the key.
My sergeant, the dog napper.
It's not like that at all. I got it all worked out with a guy at the pet shop. He's gonna make sure that Tipper gets a nice home with lots of kids. I'm doing it as much for him as for me. What am I, a rat?
No comment.
Gone? Just like that? Oh, what a shame. Are you sure you looked all over? Look, Bunny, take it easy. I'll be right there. Just sit down and calm yourself. No, I'll check the pound. Yeah, I'll drive around the entire neighborhood. I promise. I'll look around real good. Okay.
Sounds kind of different with a knife in her back, doesn't she, Vince?
Oh, will you stop? Look, I told you. It was either me or the pup.
Hey, Sergeant, are you going into town?
Got bad news for you, Pyle. Real bad news this time. Bunny just called. The pup ran away.
He ran away?
Yeah, up and left.
Why, that's terrible, Sergeant. Terrible, terrible, terrible.
Yeah, well, look, I better rush over to Bunny. She's pretty upset. Take over, boy. I may be a while.
What? Why, that's the most terrible thing I've ever heard of.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Well, how did he get out? How?
Look, Pyle, what's done is done. You know, I've got work to do.
Poor Miss Bunny. She was so attached to that little feller. Sure wish there's something I could do.
Poor little Tipper, wandering around, just whining his little heart out.
Oh, come on, Bunny. He's not wandering around. You know what? Some kid picked him up. Probably flipped over a Tipper the minute he saw him and took him back to a nice home.
But how can we be sure?
And I'll tell you something else. A kid can give a pop a lot more love than a working girl. You shouldn't have a dog, Bunny. Not when you have to leave him alone all the time.
Maybe you're right, Vince. It's just that I was getting so attached to Tipper, coming home to all that love and companionship.
Oh, don't worry about that. I'll make sure you get all the love and companionship you can stand. Believe me, if I can't make you forget a little 2-pound puppy.
Tipper. Maybe it's somebody who found Tipper.
Well, I wouldn't set my hopes on it, honey.
Surprise, surprise, surprise.
Oh, Gomer, bless you. Where did you find him?
Wait till you hear, Miss Bunny. Just wait till you hear. You see, when the sergeant here told me the terrible news, I just couldn't sit around and do nothing, so I decided I'd have a look around. And I looked high and low, too, high and low. And then I got an idea. I thought to myself, well, what if somebody found Tipper and then couldn't take him home with them? What would they do? They might just sell him to a pet shop. What'd you say, Sergeant?
Huh? Oh, nothing. I just said,
Aren't you happy we found him?
Oh, sure. That's what that was. A sound of relief that we found him.
Vince, can you believe it?
No, I really can't.
Well, I guess I better get going and leave you three alone for a while.
Wait a minute, Gomer. Didn't you say you bought him back? How much did you have to pay for him?
Well, it was only $35.
$35?
That's right, Sergeant, and I wasn't about to argue either, knowing you wanted to get Tipper back for Miss Bunny at any price.
Vince, give Gomer the $35 and with thanks.
Well, actually, Sergeant, it was $36.50 with the tax, which ain't hardly nothing, considering you're going to get $1 million worth of happiness out of that little puppy.
What do I smell?
Huh?
Something smells. What is it?
Is it shoe polish?
No, it's stronger.
Is it cleaning fluid?
Mm-mm.
Is it me?
It's you, Gomer.
It's just this little bag of camphor balls.
Camphor balls?
Uh-huh. It's supposed to be good for a cold, and I'm coming down.
Well, I don't know if it's good for a cold, but it ought to be good for keeping the moths off your chest.
Congratulations, men. Do you see this? Once again, I have not been named Sergeant of the Week. Sergeant Porter got it this week. I think Sergeant Zaleski got it the week before that, and the week before that it was Sergeant Tully. But have I been named Sergeant of the Week? No. And do you know why I never make it? I'll tell you why. In order to be named Sergeant of the Week, I have to have the cooperation of my men. And I have not been getting that cooperation. Now, there are two ways I can get that. I can ask you all to please cooperate. That's one. And two, I can get on your backs and ride the tar out of you. Now, let's see. Let's try that second way first, shall we? All right, everybody on the road. We're going to double time it around the entire base.
Sergeant?
You heard me, Pyle, on the road.
Could I please be excused from that there run?
Be excused? Is that what you said?
Yes, sir. On account I think I'm coming down.
You're coming down? From where?
He's got a cold, Sergeant.
Rescue, get out of here.
That's right, Sergeant. I got a cold. I've been sniffing at these camphor balls. Don't seem to do no good. And I feel kind of heady. It's no two ways about it. I'm coming down.
Well, I've got a wonderful remedy for you. Just fill your mouth with water, then sit on a stove, and when the water boils, your cold will be gone. All right, Pyle, get out on the road and start running.
Sergeant, I really don't feel too good. If I could just...
I'm gonna sweat that cold out of you, Pyle. In fact, I might let you do a few extra laps. Fall in. Hey, double tap. You all like the little trot you just had? Well, it's only the beginning, folks. I'm gonna get through to you people that I mean business till I am made Sergeant of the Week. I'm gonna stay on your backs until I get the kind of cooperation I want. Did you do your 2 extra laps?
I did, Sergeant. I really feel bad. Can I go sick bay?
Okay, Pyle. You can go to sick bay. But you hear me good. You better really have something. You better really be sick.
Easy does it now. There you go.
Throat's red, quite irritated. You've got yourself a good old-fashioned cold.
Felt myself coming down. I just knew it.
May I have some water, please? Here. Take one of these pills.
Is that one of them anti pills?
Antihistamine.
That's it. You know about that, do you?
Yes, I know about that. It'll probably make you drowsy for about 24 hours. She'll be all right tomorrow.
Thank you, sir.
Now go back to your barracks. Tell your sergeant I want you to get into your bunk and take the rest of the day off.
Yes, sir. And may I say, sir, I think you, Doctor, almost as good as Doc Crenshaw back home.
Wow.
Yes, sir.
You can go now.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. I hope we meet again sometimes under happier circumstances. Bye, ma'am.
What do you think you're doing?
Getting into my bunk, Sergeant.
Why?
Doctor's orders. I'm sick.
Oh, really? What have you got?
Well, it's kind of a washed-out feeling. Bad cold's what it is.
Pyle, do you think I was born yesterday? I've seen this act 1,000 times. Get out of that bunk.
I can't, Sergeant. I just can't. Doctor told me to stay in my bunk till tomorrow. Said to tell you.
Oh, really? Well, isn't that convenient? You'll just happen to miss out on this afternoon's drill and this evening's hike.
Well, I sure am sorry about that, but you wouldn't want me to go against the doctor's orders, would you?
Oh, no. And just to make sure you didn't misunderstand the doctor, I'm going to call him up myself and find out. You know what I mean, Pyle?
Sick bay. Who? Gomer Pyle's platoon sergeant?
Yes, ma'am. Can I speak to the doctor who examined Pyle?
Well, Lieutenant Ames had to step outside for a few minutes. If you don't mind waiting, you can hold on. Fine. He shouldn't be too long.
What do you think, Doc?
Not a chance, Billy. He's had it. Well, maybe if I'd seen him earlier, who knows, I might have been able to help him. Not now.
Well, I thought I'd get your advice before I took him to the vet.
Believe me, at this stage, a vet is a waste of time. Who takes care of the old boy here on the base?
One of the sergeants down at the stable. He's devoted to this horse. He's going to feel real bad.
Yeah, and not much I can tell a sergeant, but put him out in the fields and let him enjoy his last days.
Oh, yes. Lieutenant Ames is looking at the horse right now. Well, if you'd like to hold on, he should be in very soon. Fine. Just hold the wire.
All right. Let's have a look at that arm.
Oh, Lieutenant, you have two calls. The one on the right wants to know about the horse, and the one on the left wants to know about a Private Gomer Pyle.
Thank you. Prepare him for X-ray.
Yes, sir.
Which call was which?
The one on the right is about the horse.
Hello. It's Lieutenant Ames speaking.
Hello, sir. This is Sergeant Carter. I was wondering if you could give me any information on your examination.
Well, Sergeant, I guess the best way to put it is bluntly. He's on his way out.
Sir?
I'm sorry, Sergeant, but he's had it.
Really, sir? Are you sure?
Well, it happens to all of us sooner or later.
Well, I know, but...
Somebody's been riding him too hard. After all, when you have somebody on your back every day, sooner or later the wear and tear shows.
And there's nothing you can do?
I'm afraid not, Sergeant. Maybe if I'd seen him sooner. I don't know. Hello, this is Lieutenant Ames speaking. Hello? Hello? Guess he couldn't wait.
And he thinks he has a cold.
Hi, Sergeant.
How do you feel, boy?
Gee, Sergeant, I feel just like I came back from the dead.
Don't say that. You just got to rest, boy, that's all. You just have to get your rest.
But I gotta get out of bed. I gotta help make you Sergeant of the Week.
Oh, who cares about Sergeant of the Week? I know I got the best private... No. The best man on the entire base in my platoon.
Who's that?
You, Pyle.
Golly. Thanks, Sergeant.
I wish I had a lot of men like you, Pyle. I know I pick on you more than I do the other fellows, but that's to keep them on the ball. You see that, don't you, boy? Huh?
Well, I'll be. Now I know why you was always on my back.
Please, Pyle.
Don't worry, though, Sergeant. If it helps the outfit, you ride me all you want to.
Who's calling, please? Sergeant Carter? Well, just a minute. I'll see if the lieutenant is in. It's Sergeant Carter, sir.
Carter? Oh, the animal lover. I've heard of cases of man's devotion to dumb animals, but this one outdoes Tarzan and Cheetah. Lieutenant Ames speaking.
Sir, I know that you said nothing could be done for him, but can anything be done for him? I mean, can't something be done for him?
Look, Sergeant, I told you this morning he's just beyond treatment.
I know, but, well, what are we going to do? Just let him fade out?
All you can do is try and make him comfortable.
Yes, sir. But if there were any suggestions you had on, well, how we could make him more comfortable. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. I'll write it down.
You might give him an apple or a piece of sugar.
Apple or a piece of sugar. Yes, sir. I got it. I'm sorry, sir. I didn't quite get that. Yes, sir. I got a brush. Brushing. Right. Did you say flies, sir? You did. Keep the flies off him? Yes, sir. Anything else, sir?
That's about it, Sergeant. Just make sure he rests as much as possible.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. An apple, a piece of sugar, brush him, keep the flies off him.
What did you say, Sergeant? Something the matter? Golly, you look awful. I think you ought to be in this bed instead of me.
No. I'm all right.
I feel fine, Sergeant. I want to get up and do some work.
No. You got to follow doctor's orders, Pyle.
I suppose the doctor means well. But did I ever tell you about my cousin Piedmont? Well, he had a cold and they put him to bed. Well, he was laying there one day and all of a sudden he went just like that.
He went just like that?
Mm-hmm. He always went like that when he had an idea. And this time his idea was to get up out of that bed and go to work. And sure enough, he felt all better.
Look, Pyle, I'm here to keep you comfortable. So as a favor to me, will you please stay in bed?
Well, okay, Sergeant. But just 'cause it's a personal favor to you, though, I wouldn't do this for nobody else.
Won't be any next time, that's all there is to it. All
right, you guys, knock off the noise. Knock it off.
Can't you see we got a sick man here?
Here, Pyle. That'll be good for you.
Sergeant, thank you. Just what I wanted. You know what they say, an apple a day keeps the doctor away.
Yeah, that's what they say.
Sure is juicy. Won't you have some?
No, Pyle, you finish it. That'll keep the flies from bothering you.
Sir, that's real swell of you, sir.
Oh, another thing, Pyle, you don't have to call me sir anymore.
I know that was only in boot camp. I can just call you Sergeant.
Well, I mean, you can call me Vince.
Shazam.
After all, we're in the same outfit and all.
Gosh, I don't know where I can get used to calling you Vince.
We'll try. Okay?
Okay. Vince. But you gotta call me Gomer.
Okay, Gomer.
Boy, being sick can kind of be fun when you got a good buddy to take care of you. Right, Vince?
Right, Pyle.
Gomer.
Gomer. Sit up a little, Gomer. The doctor said this might make you more comfortable. Well, you just take it easy, Gomer. Maybe read a magazine or listen to the radio. Just relax. All right, I guess you guys are wondering what's going on. Why I was doing all those things for Pyle. So I'll give it to you straight. He's a lot sicker than I thought he was. An awful lot sicker.
What's wrong with him, Sarge?
The doctor didn't say. All he said was there was no hope for him.
On the level?
According to the doctor, he hasn't got very long to go. Could be any day now.
There's nothing we can do? Nothing?
Nothing. Except keep him comfortable and make his last days as happy as we can.
Sarge, is he in any pain?
You know, Pyle. Would he say anything if he was? He's probably in torture this very minute. Don't go near him. Everybody outside. I'll give it up. Don't nobody go back in there. You saw he's got the convulsions. Take a walk. Go to the PX, but stay out of there. I gotta speak to Lieutenant Ames right away.
Well, what seems to be the matter?
Excuse me, sir. Are you Lieutenant Ames?
Yes, Sergeant. Why? What seems to be the trouble?
Well, sir, I'm Sergeant Carter. Remember me? I spoke to you?
Yes. Why the panic? Anything wrong?
Well, sir, I know there's no hope, but I gotta do something. He's got the convulsions.
I didn't think it'd be this soon. Usually convulsions means the end is near at hand.
Oh, no.
I know how you feel, Sergeant. You have my deepest sympathies.
What a terrible way to go.
Yes. I've seen it many times.
Sir, what if we brought him here to the hospital? Couldn't we do that, sir?
Oh, come on, Sergeant. Maybe I have something here that'll help you. I should have 1 or 2 left. Here. Give him this pill. It may relieve some of the pain.
Give him this?
Yes, just pop it in his mouth.
How can a man swallow a pill this size?
A man can't, but a horse can. Just give him that pill. It may make his last days a little easier. Now, been quite a lucky horse at that.
A horse?
He's left a proud record. Years of faithful service to the Corps.
A horse?
Guadalcanal, Saipan, Iwo Jima, Korea. Animals like yours, Sergeant, are true heroes in every respect.
A horse?
One of our noblest creatures.
A horse?
Yes, Sergeant. A horse.
Excuse me, sir. Do you remember examining a Private Gomer Pyle the other day?
Gomer Pyle. Oh, yes. He had a cold virus. I told him to spend the day in his bunk. Why?
I mean, there wasn't anything serious?
A cold. Is that serious?
No, sir. Thank you, sir. A horse. It's for a horse.
How you been, so buddy? Where's everybody been? Hey, they're giving the weather report. There's a mass of cold air coming down from Canada. Night and early morning low clouds. It's a high today of 82. And did you know that the market opened steady?
All right, Pyle.
Sergeant Carter, Captain Brinson wants to see you.
Right now?
Right now.
All right, Pyle. You stay right where you are. Don't move an inch. I'll be right back. I got something I want to say to you.
Oh, you just take your time, good buddy. I'll wait for you.
Right over here, Sergeant. Yeah. All right, now smile.
Congratulations, Sergeant Carter. Sergeant of the Week.
Huh?
I'll read you the official citation. Sergeant Vincent Carter, Sergeant of the Week. Most highly recommended by Lieutenant C.F. Ames, Medical Officer, for his compassion, understanding, and deep regard for a dumb animal. Sergeant Carter sets an example worthy of the finest traditions of the Marine Corps. A leader whose exemplary behavior inspires both love and respect. Congratulations.
Atta boy, Sergeant.
How you been, so buddy? What was it you wanted to say to me?
Well, nothing. I just wanted to say, hey, Gomer.
Well, hey, Vince.
Hey,
bless you.
Thank you.
Well, bless you again. Vince, you know what I think, old buddy? I think you got my cold. Hey, Sergeant Carter?
Yeah.
Hey, Sergeant, they told me you was feeling poorly. Are you coming down?
It's just a little cold. I was just taking a little nap and then back to work. In fact, I was just about to get up.
Oh, don't do that. You got to stay in bed.
No, it's all right. I'll be all right.
Now, you stay right where you are. You're sick.
Look, I've got some work I got to...
You know what else? I'm here to make you comfortable. See? Brought you an apple, a piece of sugar. I ain't gonna let them flies get at you. She's fly.
Look, Pyle, you
know what else? I'm gonna take care of you just like you done for me, good buddy.
Pyle.
Gomer, call me Gomer.
And then, to top everything off, the klutz drops his rifle right on the captain's foot. Right on his foot.
No kidding. What did you say to him?
I didn't have to say anything. The captain said it all for me.
Sometimes you wonder where they come from, huh? Where do they come from?
Oh, yeah, we sure get them, don't we?
Yeah, like that prize I got, Pyle. PFC Gomer Pyle. When it comes to hopeless cases, he's the king.
And you've had him since boot camp, right?
I've had him up to here since boot camp.
Well, sure. That's why Vince is getting prematurely gray.
You want to hear some knucklehead Pyle stories? You got a few days?
Hey, Vince, speak of the devil.
You see? Wait, I'm about to add to that collection. Pyle, you knucklehead, what's the matter with you? Don't you know the NCO club's off limits to privates? What are you doing here anyway?
Yes, sir, and I hate to disturb you, but I got an important question to ask you, Sergeant.
Pyle, for your sake, it better be important. In fact, it better be close to an emergency.
Well, I don't know where it's an emergency or not, but here it is anyhow. Would it be all right if...
Get over here. Now, what is it?
Well, would it be all right just for tonight if me and Private Slater switched bunks?
Huh?
You see, Private Slater's got this special guard duty, 2 hours on and 2 hours off. Well, you see, he's got this upper bunk, and I got the lower bunk. Well, it'd be a whole lot more convenient for him during his 2 hours off if he just slipped into the lower bunk instead of climbing into the upper bunk.
You came over here to ask me that? That was the important question?
Well, in case you come looking for me later on and looked in the lower bunk and I wasn't there, not knowing that I was sleeping in the upper bunk, which is Duke's, and my bunk is the lower bunk, but just for tonight, the upper
Pyle,
bunk...
will you get out of here? Just get out of here. Sleep up, sleep down. I don't care if you sleep on top of a flagpole. Just get out of here and don't ask any more stupid questions. Out, 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 out! You won't believe this. You just won't believe it.
What, Vince?
You know what that knucklehead came over here to ask me? Not bad, Slater. Pyle, what is it? What's that smell?
Well, this, it's a sachet, a balsam sachet made out of real balsam pine.
A sachet?
Uh-huh. It's real good for clearing up head miseries whenever you get a cold. All you do is take a deep sniff and...
Knock it off! Pyle, a sachet is not regulation. A sachet has never been regulation. Therefore, you do not now, nor will you ever have a good reason to have a balsam sachet in your footlocker. You understand?
Yes, sir.
What's this doing there?
That? Well, that's a good luck troll.
Troll? A good luck troll?
Yes, sir. That's supposed to keep you from getting that cold that the balsam sachet is supposed to clear up.
Pyle, what are you, a Marine or a medicine man? This isn't a footlocker. It's a traveling salesman sample case. Now, you get rid of all this junk, you hear me? I want it all out. Everything I see and smell and everything I can't see and smell. I want everything. That is not regulation. Wait a minute. Where's your rifle?
My rifle?
Yeah, your rifle. That long metal thing with a wooden handle. The thing you eat, sleep, and breathe with. The thing you're not supposed to let out of your sight for 1 second. Your rifle.
Oh, I know that, Sergeant.
Well, where is it? Where is it?
Well, I loaned it to Private O'Neill over in Company A.
You loaned it? You loaned your rifle? Pyle, do you realize you could be thrown out of the Corps for this?
Well, it was just for an hour until he got his back from ordnance. You see, he got this special honor guard duty.
I don't care if he's got a pipeline to heaven. Pyle, that is your rifle, and you better get it back right now, this minute, or I'll have you court-martialed for sure. Now move it.
Yes, sir. I'll be real firm. Don't you worry.
A good luck, Troll.
You know, they ain't such good luck after all. Do you know how many colds I've had this year?
Get out of here! Sachet bags, good luck, Trolls. No rifle.
He's really getting to you, isn't he?
Getting to me. I got news for you. He's already there.
Hey, you know something? You could use a furlough. A little vacation, that's what I think.
Yeah, sure.
No, I mean it, Vince. Pyle is no different last week than he was last year. The reason he's getting to you is you're overwrought.
What's that?
Overwrought? Overtired, overworked, overwrought.
And you know who it is that's rotting me over.
That's what I say. Time to get away for a while.
Nah, I don't think I could swing it. I got too much to do.
Well, it was just an idea.
Wait a minute. Yeah, of course. If you can't take Muhammad away from the mountain, the only thing left to do is to take the mountain away from Muhammad.
I don't think you got that right.
Who cares? Whatever it is, I got a brainstorm.
What are you talking about, Vince?
Don't you get it? Maybe I can't go on a vacation, but Pyle can if I give him a furlough.
A furlough? 2 seconds ago you wanted to kill him. Now you want to do him a favor.
Not him, me. I'm going to do me a favor by getting rid of Pyle any way I can.
Oh.
Yeah, it'll be just like a vacation being away from him. Huh? Smart. Here, get to work on his papers. Come on the double.
Okay, Vince.
Yeah. I don't know about Pyle, but this is one vacation I'm really looking forward to. Well, type.
Hey, Sergeant.
Hello, Pyle. You know, Pyle, I've been watching you.
And I don't blame you one bit, Sergeant, especially after the way I provoked you this morning at the inspection by not having my rifle. But don't you worry, I got it back now.
I could throw the book at you. You know that, don't you? But you know something, Pyle? Looking at you right now, I don't see the knucklehead I thought I'd see.
You don't?
No. I see a tired Marine.
Tired?
That's right.
Well, now that you mention it, I was stirring around a little more than usual last night. That happens every time we have MC rations, especially if it's ham and lima beans. They just don't
No, that's not what I'm talking about. I mean, you've been pushing too hard lately. The pressure's catching up to you. You're jumpy, edgy, all tensed up.
I am?
That's right, Pyle. You're as tense as they come. And a tense Marine is a bad Marine. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know, Sergeant, but it's funny, I don't feel a bit tense. As a matter of fact, I feel real relaxed. Policing up always relaxes me.
Pyle, you're tense, you hear me? You're tense. You just don't know it.
Well, if you say so, Sergeant.
Okay. So in the interest of keeping the platoon razor sharp in all departments, I hereby authorize you a 1-week furlough, effective immediately. Here.
A furlough? But, Sergeant, I know you're just looking after my well-being, but I don't need no furlough.
Well, look, Pyle, you want to be a good Marine, don't you?
Yes, sir, you know I do.
Then just take the furlough and don't ask questions.
But wait a minute, Sergeant. I don't want to go on no furlough.
Well, that's just tough. You need it, so you're going to take it. You hear me? If you're so stupid you don't know you're going to pieces, well, that's your problem. But you're going on leave, and that's that. You read me?
Well, yes, sir, but I'm still not too sure why.
Because you are tense. You hear me? T-E-N-S-E. Tense.
Boy, of all the lucky breaks.
Gomer, I still can't figure out how you swung it.
I didn't swing nothing.
Then how did you get the furlough?
Sergeant Carter said it's because I was tense. The only thing is I don't feel tense. Do you think I look tense?
You're about as tense as a bowl of spaghetti.
That's what I tried to tell Sergeant Carter, but he just wouldn't listen.
You know, Gomer, for a guy with one foot in heaven, you sure don't look too happy.
Well, I just don't relish leaving here. No, sir, not one bit.
What's the matter? Don't you have enough dough to get back home? Is that it?
Well, that's just part of it.
Fact is, I just don't want to go.
Why, for Pete's sake?
Well, back home just ain't home no more. This is my home now, right here on the base. Sure got friends back home, but this is the place I've been living and working, and, well, this is my home now.
Well, Coleman, it's only for a week.
And I'm gonna miss you fellers. I really am.
You know, Frankie, I think Gomer's a lot tenser than he looks.
Gomer, I think you could use a furlough.
And you know who I'm gonna miss most of all? I'm gonna miss Sergeant Carter.
I take that back. I think you could use a doctor. Come on, Gomer, let's go.
Just a minute, Private. Okay, fellas.
Who's that? Certainly not Marines.
No, they're civilian work personnel. They work on the base.
Well, I knew we had civilians working on the base. I just never seen them in a group like that.
Here you are. Have fun.
Huh?
Well, have fun. You're going on furlough, aren't you?
Yeah. Hey, can anybody get a job here on the base, even a Marine?
Sure, I guess so, if you've got the time.
Shazam!
Hey, how's this, huh?
Good. What's funny?
Nothing's funny. I'm just happy.
Oh, Pyle.
Yeah, Pyle. One whole week he's gonna be gone. I just can't believe it.
It's already showing on you, Vince. You're so relaxed, I hardly recognize you.
Yeah, really got something to celebrate tonight. Hey, 2 beers over here. Put your dough away. This is my party.
Hey, you really are a changed man.
Surprise! Surprise, surprise, surprise!
What are you doing here?
Tending bar. And when I seen it was you, Sergeant, I made sure to fill up the glasses real careful like, so you wouldn't be paying for a lot of foam. You know, some bartenders ain't even conscientious. They just open up that tap.
Hold it!
Yes, sir.
Pyle, what are you doing here?
Yeah, we thought you were on leave.
I am. I've already used up one entire day, too.
But you're here on the base. Why?
Well, just like you see, I got me a civilian job as a substitute bartender.
You what?
Now I can be on furlough and still be near you and my other friends.
Can you believe it? Can you believe it?
Yes, sir. I never thought a man could be so lucky. Well, gentlemen, Skull, they say that a lot here.
Pyle! Man, you stupid! Look what you've done!
Don't you worry, though. I'll have you cleaned up in just a jiffy. They say that beer don't stain nothing like hard liquor, though.
What are you, gum on my shoe or something? Get away from me, Pyle. I don't need your help.
Yes, sir. I don't blame you a bit, neither. It was just plain foolish of me to put that beer where your elbow was sure to hit it. I sure am sorry, Sergeant.
Do you like my luck, huh? I get him a few days furlough. A few precious days without him bugging me. And what happens? He shows up as a civilian. There's no escape. There's just no escape. Come on, let's go. Let's get out of here before he flips me in an early grave.
Excuse me, Corporal.
Oh, Pyle. You're taking a big chance showing your face around here after last night.
Well, I won't be but a second. I just wanted to give you this to pass on to the sergeant.
Request for transfer?
I figure he can arrange it while I finish out the rest of my furlough.
You sure you want to do this, Pyle?
I am. On account of Sergeant Carter's the last person in the world that I'd want to make unhappy. And since that's what I did last night was to make him unhappy, then I know it's time for me to clear out.
Look, maybe you ought to take a little time. You know, think this thing through.
No, I know the sergeant. He likes everything just right. And if everything's just right for him without me around, then that's the way I want it.
Well, okay. If you got your heart set on it, I'll put it through.
I'd be much obliged. Excuse me, Sergeant.
What are you doing here? Don't you know an orderly room's off limits to civilians?
Yes, sir, I'm sorry. I just left something for you with the corporal.
Okay, you left it. Now get out of here.
Here. Here's what he left.
Huh? A transfer?
Yeah.
wonderful. This is great. No, it's better than great. This is sensational.
You mean you're going to approve it?
You bet I am, like I never approved nothing before. Come on, let's put this thing in the works. Quick, 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 before somebody benches me and wakes me up. Come on, let's go. All right, let's look alive. This is supposed to be an inspection, not a Boy Scout jamboree. Move it. Inspection! Cut! Look at this weapon. It's okay. Whose footlocker is that? It ain't even out. Well, whose is it?
That's Pyle's footlocker, Sergeant.
Oh.
Platoon, halt!
Well, how'd they do?
Not bad, not bad. Minute behind the base record. Not bad, not great. I might say pretty good.
Yeah. Well, if Pyle had been here, they never would have even done that good.
Talking about guys freezing. Remember that stunt Iron Pants Milliken pulled back at 53?
The forced march in nothing but our skivvies? How could I forget?
Remember that, Vince?
What?
The forced skivvy march back at 53.
Yeah, I remember it. Well, it was 1955.
No, you're wrong, Vince. It was 53.
Definitely.
Yeah, Vince, 53.
Don't tell me. You're calling me a liar. I remember it. It was 1955.
Come on, Vince.
What's with you?
Yeah, what are you yelling at us for?
I'm not yelling. Am I yelling?
If something's bugging you, don't take it out on us. That's what those bonehead privates are for.
Are you telling me how to run my business?
Well, somebody ought to. Maybe we ought to find a more peaceful table. It's getting a little too hard-nosed for me.
Fine. That's just fine with me.
Well, okay. Let's go.
Well, go on. Join your buddies. I don't need you. I need you like I need that knucklehead over there.
What's the matter with you, Vince?
Are you deaf? I said I didn't need you.
Look, Vince. Pyle's been gone almost a week already, but it just don't seem to make any difference.
What are you getting at?
Well, look at you. You're as jumpy as a cat.
Okay, so I'm jumpy. So what?
Well, it just don't make any sense. Figure it out for yourself. Now, Pyle's coming back from a furlough and he's transferring to another outfit. He'll be out of your hair for good.
So?
So, if anything should make you happy, that should, right?
Well, I'll tell you what bugs me. Pyle came to me a raw-nosed recruit. I worked on him all through boot camp and after. I yelled myself hoarse getting him squared away. And now he's transferring out. Huh? That's gratitude.
Well, I don't know. I never saw a guy who hated to leave an outfit as much as he did. Usually when a guy transfers, it's because he hates his sergeant.
Excuse me, would you like something else? A couple of beers, maybe? I mean, they'd be on me. Kind of a farewell present, since I'll be clearing out tomorrow.
No, we're fine, Pyle, but thanks anyway.
Don't mention it. Don't mention it at all. Bye, Sergeant.
See what I mean? Nothing keeps him down. He's loyal to you to the end.
Loyal, huh? He's transferring out, ain't he? That's gratitude.
Vince, he's transferring out because you don't want him around. He'd rather get out of your hair than make you miserable. You do want him out, don't you?
All I can say is that's gratitude. About the transfer orders the colonel signed yesterday for a private Gomer Pyle?
Oh, yes. What about them?
Well, sir, I know it sounds crazy, but I approve them against my better judgment, sir.
You what?
Yes, sir. For the first time in my life, I put a man's personal wishes above the good of the entire outfit, and, well, it just ain't working out, sir.
Well, that's very interesting, Sergeant. But don't you think it's a little late to be telling me all this?
Well, I thought you could still countermand the order, sir. considering it's a question of platoon morale.
This man Pyle is that important to you?
No, sir. He's not important.
Then what?
Well, sir, it's kind of hard to explain. You see, he's kind of like a spark to the platoon morale. Yes, sir, that's it. He's like a spark.
You mean he more or less stands out?
Oh, yes, sir. There ain't a day goes by I don't single him out for one thing or another.
Well, it's a bit irregular, but I'll see what I can do.
Thank you, sir. It'll be good having him back. I mean, as the spark.
Those are my transfer papers, Sergeant. You didn't have to bother yourself bringing them over here. I was going to come and get them.
No trouble at all, pal.
Not that I don't appreciate you bringing them. I'm real glad you did. Gives me a chance to say goodbye for the last time.
I got news for you, pal. You're not saying goodbye to nothing except these transfer papers. That's right, pal. Just like this, see? Into nice little pieces.
You mean I ain't being transferred out?
That's right, pal. Affirmative. You should know by now that nobody but nobody transfers out of my outfit unless I tell them to. You got that?
I sure have. And I'm real glad to hear you say that, Sergeant. You know something? I never did want to transfer out.
Knock it off and get that gear stowed away.
I sure will. Since I ain't gonna be leaving everything.
Pyle, of all the knuckleheaded, pea-brain bird.
I'm sorry, Sergeant.
Pyle, you know what you did? I'll tell you what you did. You struck a non-commissioned officer. That's what you did. And that's the last straw. You hear me, Pyle? The last straw. Of all the knuckleheaded, bird-brained, pea-headed. Do you see those stripes on my arm, Pyle? Do you see them? Look at them real good, because you're going to see them from now until doomsday. Now, you listen to me, and you listen to me good. Since you came back from furlough, you've not done one thing right. Not one thing. But that's all gonna change now. Do you hear me?
Yes, sir, Sergeant. I hear you real good. You don't slur a bit like a lot of platoon leaders. Every word's loud and crisp. Sergeant, thank you.
Thank you? For what?
Well, thank you for the kind of time and trouble you take with me. Nobody except a real good friend would do that.
Friend? Friend? Well, I'm not your friend. I've never been your friend. I am your enemy, Pyle, your enemy. We are at war, you and me, and I'm going to make sure you never forget it. You hear me?
Yes, sir, Sergeant. I know just what's on your mind. Being a sergeant, you got to keep a respectable distance between you and just a plain old PFC. All feeling of kinship aside. And don't think I don't respect you for it either, Sergeant.
Oh, shut up, Pyle, and get out of here. Move it on the double. You got exactly 1 minute to get back to that barracks and GI that deck. Now, you get out of here and move it.
Yes, sir. And, Sergeant, don't you even bother counting, because I'm going to be there.
Well, come on, move it. Cut out the gap. Well, come on, let's go. Move, 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 move. All right, fellas. How about a couple of beers?
Well, sure. Sounds good to me. How's everything going, Vince?
Oh, fine, fine. Things couldn't be better. Except that guy Pyle. I don't know what I'm going to do with him. You want to hear what he did today? You won't believe it. Why not?
Hey, Sergeant. I was just passing by outside and I looked in the window and I said to myself, that looks like Sergeant Carter. And you know what?
What?
It was you.
Sit down, Pyle.
You really want me to?
Why not?
I was on my way back to the base. I just seen a fine double feature. Both of them was ice skating pictures with that Vera Haruba Ralston. You know, I wished I could see more of her pictures. She acts real good.
Vera...
I was on my way back to the bus, and I looked in the window and I said to myself...
You know something, Pyle?
What, Sergeant?
That's the story of our lives. Old movies, a cup of coffee and a joint like this, and then back to the base.
Yeah. And I sure do love it, too.
Wait till you've been in 14 years. Wait till the glamour's worn off and the shine on the brass buttons. Wait till you see the fellas in the pinstripe suits getting all the girls.
Well, I don't know any girl that wouldn't be proud to go out with you, Sergeant.
Well, I do. Tonight I had a date with a beast. A beast. I hated myself for it. And she stood me up.
Well, good thing I come along, huh?
It ain't me, pal. It's the uniform. Women go for the big spenders. The insurance salesmen, the druggists, the butchers.
Oh, you're wrong, Sergeant. Well, I know
I'm
girls...
right, and I had it up to here. Pyle, I'm getting out.
Do you feel all right, Sergeant?
My enlistment's up in 3 days, and I'm not signing on again. That's it, period. No more Marines, through.
Well, you just plain can't do that, Sergeant.
Can't I? Pyle, I've had an offer. The Anaheim Police Department, motorcycle officer. Of course, it's just a 3-wheeler at first, but I can work my way up. And nobody, Pyle, nobody stands up a motorcycle officer.
Sorry, Sergeant, but the men ain't gonna stand for that.
What man? Platoon? That bunch of goof-offs. You think they care?
Well, Sergeant, you've been with us ever since boot camp. I don't know how we'd get along without you.
Ah, come on. I'm just a loud voice that yells at you. That's all.
You come on back to the base with me, Sergeant, and I'll prove you're wrong. Wait till the men here. You will see.
And they want me to stay? Knock it off.
Come on. Let me prove it to you. Come on back with me.
No, go on.
Come on, Sergeant, please. Just let me show you how the news that you're gonna leave's gonna affect them.
Well,
I'll prove it. Do you remember what you said back when we was just recruits? How you was gonna be our mama and our daddy? Why, you're one of the family. You can't leave us. The men would feel terrible. Now, you wait right here, Sergeant, till I tell them, and you're gonna hear how bad they gonna feel about it.
Look, Pyle, wait until morning. They're all asleep.
No, Sergeant, they'd never forgive me. Now, you just hold the door open right here. Hey, everybody.
Gomer,
I wouldn't be doing this if I didn't have something really important to tell you. Some mighty sad news. You know, Sergeant Carter's enlistment's up in 3 days, and, well, he says he's going to quit us and go back to civilian life.
Knock it off! So you're glad to be rid of me, huh? Well, not half as glad as I am to stop playing nursemaid to a bunch of runny-nosed civilians in Marine uniforms. So laugh it up, you clowns. But the last laugh goes to me, Ex-Sergeant Carter. Ha! One of the family, you knucklehead.
Hey, Gomer. Gomer, what's the idea? What was that, a gag?
I'm sorry, fellers. I was in town and I run into Sergeant Carter, and he was feeling so low, and he said how he wasn't going to re-enlist again. And I told him, you all sure would be sorry to hear about that. And he said he didn't believe me. And I said I'd prove it. And he said I was wrong. And I said, come on. And we did, and I was. Wrong, I mean.
And each time you go down there, I want to see you eat that dirt. Let me know you've been there. And when we finish this, I'll think of something else.
We could get a sergeant like that. Well, Carter made you do push-ups.
Yeah, well, what it is we're used to him. I mean, you can get used to anything. You know, floods, tornadoes, volcanoes. You can live with them. This particular eruption of ours, we're used to him.
Who knows what the next one's going to be like?
Yeah, that's just it. That's what worries me. That's an awful thing to live with, the fear of the unknown.
Sure is. Back home, we had this bottomless lake, you know, and wouldn't nobody go in swimming in it on account of it was bottomless. Well, one summer we didn't have much rain and it dried up. It wasn't more than 8 feet deep, I found out.
What does that prove?
Well, it just seemed to sort of fit in.
Well, we gotta look at this thing. He's a monster, but at least he's our monster. Who knows what we'd get next?
Yeah, we gotta keep him. We have to find a way to keep him.
I kept telling you fellers that.
So how do we change his mind?
I don't see how he can leave us with us needing him like we do.
Maybe we just kind of goof up a little, you know?
Yeah, like we still needed him around for everything.
Yeah, for drilling or whatever.
Hey, that's a good idea, Duke. Real good.
Yeah. If we goof, he'll have to stay on because he wouldn't want to turn over a fouled-up platoon to some new sergeant.
Hey, that's real good, Duke. How do you think of things like that?
All right, secure that gear and fall into the rear of the barracks. That's all of you. Let's move it.
All right, you guys got the picture? Operation Foul-Up. Let's try it and see. Let's spread the word. Hey, you guys!
Get in step, get in step. Squad, halt! Wow. All of a sudden, my brave little band can't even march. You need a refresher in close order drill? Well, do ya?
Yes, sir, Sergeant.
I can't hear you.
Yes, Sergeant.
Yeah.
Yes, Sergeant.
Knock it off! You're in attention! All right, you people need close order drill. I'll drill you till your tongues hang out. Forward! Hard! Right flag! Hard! To the right flag! Hard! Get in step! Get in step! Get in step! To the rear! Hard! As you were! Forward! Hard!
Well, well, well.
Sure looks like we need some more drilling, Sergeant. Sure looks like it. I know I need some more. Couldn't you use some?
Knock it off! Now you hear this, you knuckleheads. I'm gonna be with you 2 more days, just 2 days. I wish I could get out today, but I can't. And I'll tell you something else. I would hate to be the sergeant taking over this broken down, miserable, fouled up, no good excuse for a platoon. This has.
Okay. Operation Foul-Up didn't work.
I still think it was a good idea, Duke.
Yeah, but it didn't work, Gomer. It backfired. Now what we got to do is use the lessons the sergeant taught us. Analyze our opponent, probe for his weak point, and then attack.
How you think all them things to say, Duke? You know what, you're a leader.
Yeah.
What is the sergeant's weak point?
He ain't got none.
Oh, yes, he does. Oh, yes, he does. And you know what it is? Women. And what's more apt to build up his morale and make him sign up again than a real gorgeous chick right here on the base that's crazy about him?
Well, do you have anyone in mind?
Yep. That new gorgeous gal that's working in administration.
Gee, I don't know. She looks pretty frosty.
She was real warm to me.
You asked her for a date, Gomer?
No, for some manila envelopes for the morning reports.
You better think of something else.
No. We don't have time. Now, this chick is a Marine. With a few variations, but a Marine. Now, would a Marine allow the Corps to lose a man like Sergeant Carter when it's just a matter of going out with him for one night?
I don't know.
Well, let's find out.
You want me to go out with that wolf? Look, I happen to be going steady with a gunnery sergeant who wouldn't appreciate my dating Vince Carter at all. So it's out.
Is he here on the base?
He's on a convoy, but he'll be back tomorrow.
Perfect, no problem.
Except I won't do it.
Sally, when you were a little girl, didn't you ever want to be a nurse?
Well, I don't know why.
Well, now your chance has come. You're a nurse helping a sick man. A man with a high fever get through his hour of crisis. It's the re-enlistment fever. Pull him through the night and he'll be saved to the Marine Corps. And Sally, you'll have our undying gratitude.
Why, I never heard nothing so well said in all my put-togethers.
Well, I don't know.
Come on, Sally. We'll stick real close.
Well, if you stick so close, we're never really alone.
Sure, we'll kind of watch from a distance. And you're not committing yourself to anything. It's one date.
One date. But you stick real close because what other girls have told me about Sergeant Carter...
Lies, all lies.
He's a fine man, Sergeant Carter. He's got an honest, trusting face.
I told you I had plans.
See, fellas, didn't I tell you Sergeant would have big plans his last night as a Marine?
I guess we should have known, that's all.
There's something else you should have known. I wouldn't go out with you donkeys if I had nothing else to do, which I had.
Well, we weren't asking you to go out with us, Sergeant.
Well, it makes no difference, of course, since he has plans. Gee, I kind of hate to go back and tell her the bad news.
Her? Who? Who's her?
Well, you got plans. Come on, fellas.
Who are you talking about?
She's new here on the base, Sergeant. She's real pretty, though. Real pretty. She knows all about you. She even said that you...
She's shy, Sarge. Very shy.
Who's she?
Well, since you're busy, I just don't think it's fair to her to say. Come on, fellas. Let's go over to Major Steele's office and tell her.
Major Steele's office? Not that new girl who works for Major Steele.
Yeah, ain't she pretty, Sergeant?
A bunch of wise guys, huh? I couldn't even get that girl to say hello to me.
Well, there you are, Sarge. She's shy. Very shy.
Ah, come off it.
Your masculinity frightened her.
Yeah, Sergeant, and you got a lot of that. Masculinity, I mean.
Well, nah, I couldn't be.
Ah, look, why argue? Sensational girl flips and he's not interested. Come on, fellas.
Wait a minute, will you? Look, if this is on the level, I could change my plans.
Sergeant Carter, you are a kind man.
We'll go tell her, Sarge.
Yeah, as soon as I grab a shower and a shave, I'll be right there, huh? Where'd I meet her?
At the Enlisted Men's Club.
I'll be right there.
But go easy with her, Sarge. She's very shy.
Sure.
I sure hope you'll go through this, Sergeant. She sure is counting on.
Sally, I think you know Sergeant Carter. Sergeant Carter, this is Corporal Sally Peters.
How do you do, Sergeant?
Hello. Why don't you make it, Vince?
You two should get along real good together. Both of you being Marines.
I'll see you guys. Well, Sally, where would you like to go?
Well, the Green Light is a good place to eat and dance. Why don't we go to the Green Light? Okay, Sergeant?
Vince.
I don't know. I just don't feel the same way about a civilian as I do about a Marine. You know what I mean, huh, Vince?
Say that again.
The whole thing?
Just Vince.
Well, so far, so good. Hey, we don't have to just stand here. Let's scout some of this action, Larry. Gomer, keep your eye on the Sarge, okay? Okay, buddy. Come on.
Because I think the Marine Corps is the finest career for a man there is. Don't you? Excuse me. I'd like to go powder my nose.
Oh, sure.
Hey, Sergeant.
Hi, what are you doing here?
Oh, I just happened to stop in for a bite to eat. How's it going?
Fine.
She's a nice lady Marine, ain't she? She likes you, huh?
What? Oh, yeah. Well, I'll see you, Pyle.
Right.
Look, I got a great deal for you. There's a triple feature playing down the street.
No.
Yeah. A John Hall Maria Montez festival. How about it?
They take off their parts real good.
Why don't you catch it, huh? I mean, you don't want to hang around here all the time, do you? You can see me every day, right?
Up until tomorrow when you join the Anaheim Police.
Well, I'm not too sure about that.
Sally and I just met, but...
You mean you're gonna sign on again, Sergeant? Why, that's just about the best news a fella ever heard.
Listen, Pyle, I'm starting to get someplace with this shy little dish, and if I could just be alone with her for a minute, you know what I mean, Gomer? Go now.
Okay, Sergeant.
Here she comes. I'm gonna dance with her. Just be gone when I get back.
Right.
Well.
Hi, Sally.
Well.
Hi, Sergeant.
Nice little party you got going on here.
Ain't it though? It's real nice.
Real operator, your friend.
Oh, girls just go out of their mind over him.
Oh, is that so?
Yeah.
I thought she was going steady.
She is, but he won't be back till tomorrow.
Hank!
Sorry if I got back too soon.
Oh, this isn't what you think it
Oh, well,
is.
that's good. What is it?
Well, I'll have to tell you later.
Who is this joker, baby?
Got a message for you, lover boy.
Hank!
Oh, come on. I got a lot to say to you.
What was that all about?
That must be the fella she's going steady with, wouldn't you say?
Gomer! She's going steady?
Well, she did mention it when we asked her to go out with you.
A bunch of jokers, huh? You set this all up just to see me get clobbered, is that it?
Why, we never. But it worked out good with you deciding to re-enlist again.
Me spend another 3 years with you, jokers? Are you kidding?
You mean you changed your mind again? You gonna quit us?
As of 12 o'clock tomorrow, if you ever want to see me again, come to Anaheim. I'll give you a parking ticket.
Well, I really think he means it this time.
Not bad, huh?
Sharp. Real sharp.
Well, Cuccinelli, now it's just a matter of the clock. In exactly 4 minutes, I will be out of the Marine Corps.
Your watch is slow. You're already out.
Yeah?
How's it feel?
Good. Real good.
Sure.
I'm really out, huh? Hey, here. Why don't you take my dress blues, huh?
You keep them, Vince. You know, if you should change your mind, you still got 24 hours to sign up again.
I'm not changing my mind. I've had it.
Sure. Sure, Vince, sure. But just in case. You saying goodbye to your platoon?
Why should I?
Well, I'll expect it. Go on.
After what they did to me?
Vince. Okay, you're getting out, but do it with class. You don't just walk away from your men.
Yeah. Maybe you're right. It'll be a pleasure to say goodbye to those meatheads.
They're waiting for you. Go ahead.
You just wait. He still may change his mind. I know Sergeant Carter. He wouldn't quit us. No, sir.
Gomer, he walked. Face it. Who needs him?
Hey, it's Sergeant Carter. Hi, Sergeant.
What are you yelling about, Gomer? All I see is a civilian.
Well, boys, this is it. I just came to say goodbye. In spite of everything...
In spite of what? You wanted to quit, so you quit.
I have every right.
Sure. He's doing the patriotic thing, fellas. By chalking tires at Anaheim, he's releasing an able-bodied woman for duty with the Marine Corps.
All right, wise guys, you will treat me with respect.
I think you're overparked.
That's a real nice jacket, Sergeant.
Now, look, if you think
I can't hear you.
I said, if you think
All together, fellas.
I can't hear
Sure am gonna miss him. Why, he went all the way through boot camp infantry training with us. Sure gonna miss him.
Well, don't you understand, Gomer? We didn't quit him, he quit us.
All right, listen up.
Knock it off, civilian.
I said listen up. When your platoon sergeant enters the barracks, you will give him your immediate and silent attention.
There's just one little mistake there, buddy. You are not a sergeant. In 14 more years at Anaheim, you might work your way back up to a corporal. But as of now, you're just a man with a fat neck and a red face and a funny jacket.
I like that jacket, Sergeant.
Pyle. Can you read, Pyle?
I can read real good. Not fast, but good.
Well, read this.
Ten Hut! He re-enlisted. The sergeant, he re-enlisted.
Huh?
On your feet! All right. You know what it's gonna be like around here? Well, I will tell you. Just picture everything that has gone before as a little pink tea party with lady fingers. But from now on, you are going to shape up. And the man with the fat neck and the red face and the funny jacket is gonna be on your back every minute of every day. Before I'm through with you, you will... What are you grinning about, Pyle?
Sure seems like old times, don't it, Sergeant? Yes, sir.
All of you, wipe them smiles off your faces. Do you hear me? I said wipe them off. As soon as I can shape up, I will have order here.
Hey, Sergeant.
Hello, Pyle.
I was passing by outside there, and I looked in the window, and I said to myself, that looks like Sergeant Carter. And you know what?
It was me.
Yeah.
You headed back to the base?
Yeah, but I can sit with you for a minute.
Oh.
This really is kind of a lonely life. That's the reason I admire you so much for signing on again. That's the reason I wanted to say to you that...
20 minutes, baby?
That's the reason I wanted to say to you. Did Sally introduce you?
Sally? What's she got to do with it?
Well, I knew how bad she felt about what happened, and with her being spoken for and all, I just thought that she...
I can operate on my own, Pyle. What's this girl got to do with Sally?
Nothing. But Hank, that big sergeant that took that punch at you, that's his little sister.